Transmitting to you from Old Heart Radio.
Lift off and the clock has started.
Everything from now on. Don't worry, just ignore it. It's only Elon Musk that gets this, other than us. So.
Well, it said it'd leave meeting, so I clicked that.
Still here.
That's just a freeze. It's just frozen already. So.
It's just my spirit. It wants to be here really bad. So.
Yeah. It's I thought you looked kind of faint at first. Like almost like I could put my hand through you.
No, that's just the booster shot.
You're astrally projecting into the podcast.
Dude, I might as well have been. I had like 105-degree fever, and I at one point I was like, right before after I texted you, Jared, I was like laying in bed with Marissa, and I was like, I am so cold, and I need another blanket. And I had like 8 blankets at one point, and the heater running, and I was just like fucking shivering, and I was just like, I'm gonna try and sleep, and I just kept like and like
oh no.
Did you go full Dewey Cox? I need more blankets at the same time.
Pretty much at one point, because I think like finally my fever broke, and I was like, God, I'm hot. Why do I have 8 blankets on me? Oh no. Turn that heater off.
Oh man, yeah. That's speaking of boosters and the vid and everything, that's the hot dogs, the corn dogs will all notice that we have Luke Gillespie, all-star guest, who's been we've talked about you so fucking much on this podcast already. Only good. Always good.
Hottest things.
It's great to have you on here. We are short one council member though. Dusty Gill, he's resting off his sickness and all that. So we'll keep him in our spirits and talk shit if anything needs to be talked shit for him. Do you think he'd like all the ska on the list personally?
Yeah, I think he said that he was sad he wasn't there to defend it.
Yeah, Dusty was generally one of the ska defenders of the group. So Luke, you're going to be in for a rough ride.
The ska defenders. That sounds like a fucking great band right there,
dude.
There's a trombone sitting over here in this corner, just waiting for the other 18 pieces of a ska band to come together. So far, I've only found one.
The ska defenders unite, man.
Yeah.
Is there a stage big enough to hold them? That's the real question.
I don't know.
Probably like a football stadium or something. I mean, that's how big of a crowd it'd draw in.
Fair point.
Not even all the members in ska bands play instruments. In the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, there's just a guy called the Boss Tone who just dances around. He doesn't even sing. He just wears a suit and just grooves.
That's a pretty legit job, really.
Yeah.
Hey, listen,
man. I just groove.
I've had a job like that before. Like what was it? Was it the Whack Arnolds or something? Maybe not them, but I was the piano stand.
You were. Yeah, it was the Whack Arnolds. It was the Whack Arnolds for sure.
You had a very important job as a piece of equipment.
I was on all fours with a French braid for a long time while Fitzy was kick flipping that keyboard onto my spine.
Just,
me and Caleb also did backup vocals for Zebras in America, where our only job was to yell fuck.
Hey, I was a founding member of that bullshit.
Oh, were you? Well, then it was me and somebody else. I don't remember.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. There's a little bitterness there.
There were 6 people that watched that show, and they were confused.
I very vaguely remember that show.
They were just determining what they needed to do next in life because they were so inspired.
Exactly. They were like if
that.
This is achievable, what else could be?
Yeah. If that man can stand on all fours for half an hour holding up that keyboard, I can do anything in the world.
Just being pummeled by a keyboard.
And also just Fitzgerald.
I was a younger man, and I had less back problems. Maybe
Longer
that's why
knees.
I have them.
Yeah. Listen, man, you were durable. You were built Ford tough back then, okay?
Yeah, I got a lot of mileage
know.
now.
Caleb's knees have always been in question.
Yeah, that's true.
Caleb's and Dusty. Dusty always had that one knee, the gill knee.
I do always remember that during playing football at like junior high, and he would just be like trying to throw a pass and just like, oh god, and just like trip over him.
Fucking, you couldn't tell sometimes. It would be like, are you hurt, or is it just like I'm just fucking faking?
He'd be like, no, I'm just Andrew Luck.
You know, when you speak of it that way, it does kind of feel like Dusty would employ that as a valid strategy.
Oh, definitely.
I feel like I witnessed the inception of the gill knee because we were sledding one time and Dusty was standing up on his sled like it was one of those tricycle type ones, and he hit a rock, and it was the funniest shit I've ever seen. Like he just full stop and like just goes over the handlebars, and I just heard him dead quiet and go "Rah!" Just smash him to the ground. Like, well, he broke something.
Oh god.
That's
dude.
exactly it.
We're gonna have to get his input next time on.
Yeah,
Gill knee.
this will just be a follow up for the next episode. We'll have to see how the knee's holding up.
I've got some follow up questions for him.
We're talking shit about music and calling out people's knees.
We could probably say that we want Dusty back, just like Abandoned by Bears want to back.
Oh,
Oh,
good call.
yeah.
Yeah,
I went
dude.
for it.
Jumping on
That
in.
is a great segue.
You know, at Old Heart Radio, we are definitely known for the segues. It's the inconsistency and the segues. Those are the two things we're known for, I think.
The inconsistency of the segues, not yours.
It's you take what you can get, really. It's
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. Okay, so Luke, kicking it off with this song, man. I liked this as like an intro track here. I don't know if that was a purposeful choice or not, but where'd this track come from?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it was kind of like purposely because it's just like, I don't know. I've always liked easy core kind of stuff like Chunk No Captain Chunk and Warrior Strong, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And this is just like one of my like favorite covers too, because they're actually a Swedish band. So it's hilarious because it's like one of those weird things where they can sing perfect English, but then when they talk in like their YouTube videos or anything, like the last album they were promoting, it's like, oh hi, I'm Sven, and we're Abandoned by Bears, and we're here to rock. And then just the other like long blonde hair guy comes out, he's like, yeah, it's great. And that's like all they can say, and then it's just like all English singing and everything. But
Yeah, I honestly didn't. I wouldn't have guessed they weren't like a regular English, like English speaking, like non-Swedish band, I guess is what I'm saying.
yeah,
That was not right, but anyway, yeah. Then I mean, that's kind of fucking funny. So, do you listen to do you have other tracks by them that you kind of bang regularly also?
yeah, totally. They have like a couple EPs that were really good, and then they put out an album, The Years Ahead, and that was actually probably like really everything kind of coming together, but definitely worth a listen to. It's just one of those, like, you get in the car, you're driving like just like for a couple hours or so somewhere, put this on, get it going, get it grooving. Like one of the best songs on that album is like Good Terms, and I don't know, it's just really fun music overall. Like you can never kind of go wrong with like breakdowns and a synth.
Agreed.
Like you have those two things, you're just like, this is gonna be fucking fun, fellas.
Hell yeah, man!
Lights
Yeah,
would like to interject with a strong endorsement of that belief.
Well, now, I mean, Nick. So did you dig this track?
Yeah, actually, Luke got me into Abandoned by Bears like quite a long time ago. I think between him and Pat, they were the ones who really got me into pop punk, easycore, this style of music in general. I think Luke showed me 4 Years Strong too, and that was on my first playlist that I showed you guys. I will say I'm not a fan of the Jackson 5. Like, I'm not a fan of Michael Jackson.
Not even Little Michael?
No, not even Little Michael.
Oh, man.
Neither was
He's
his
cute.
dad.
He's cute and he's talented. I'll give him that. His dad's a piece of shit, like a real one. I saw that movie. This is just, I don't know. As excited as I am to have like easycore and pop punk, like a cover of a song that I just feel so meh about.
Ooh. Am I gonna have to? Do I need to?
No, I mean, I like the band, but I'm not going to gavel them just for covering a song. Don't gavel this. I have other gavels for later. I've got some spice coming.
He's waving his crack pipe at you.
It's not a crack pipe. What is it? Let me heat it up and show you.
Oh God, Jameson, how about you, man? How'd you feel about this track?
I like this one. It was a lot of fun. Like, it's a cool remix of like a pretty generic song that everyone has heard. And it just kind of takes me back to that mid 2000s pop punk, like A Day to Remember and shit like that, where the gang vocals are so prominent in it that it just kind of really places it in a time frame for me. So, and the fucking band name is awesome. So I'll have to check them out a little bit more.
Hell yeah. Caleb, how about you, man? How'd you feel about it?
So, I wanted to hate it more, but it is admittedly, because that's not like my favorite thing, but like the easy core kind of version of like a pop punk vibe makes that a lot more digestible for me. And it might not be something I would listen to like on the regular by myself, because it's just not really, I don't know, it's too happy. But it would be so much fun to like, be at an outdoor show on a nice day with you guys and having some beers and jamming out to this. This has got to be like a great song to see live. All the clapping part and all the gang vocals, and it's a good cover and it's a good name. And I honestly thought these guys were from like somewhere in California because their English is so spot on. So
yeah,
that's a fun little bit of trivia. They're Swedish.
Yeah.
Swedish.
This is another
Yeah,
globe-trotting kind of playlist. I'm very excited about it.
Oh yeah, bounces around a bit. It seemed. Yeah, dude. Like I said, I actually really like the cover of it, and I don't know. I'll probably have to check them out a little more. I like the energy of the song. It was just positive, the energy and that was thrown in there. And Jameson, you kind of called it, like it kind of harkens back to like a specific time frame for me a little bit, and
yeah,
that really hit the spot like when turning on this playlist. All right, next track, dude. Next track, Big Boy, man. I was glad to see this song on here, man. All night. Yeah. Like, yeah, why'd you pull this one and throw it on here?
Oh, I mean, I've always been a huge Big Boy fan. Like, my opinion, best part of Outkast.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Andre 3000 is good, but man, if like I had to go to a concert of just Andre or Big Boy, Big Boy.
Definitely.
Like, just dude is like keeps it real from the ATL whole time. All of his music's always been good. He's like definitely the better rapper. I mean, just sick beats. Like this album too, Boomiverse, is crazy. Like he uses like there's this like little like anime girl Hatsune Miku, and he actually uses like her as a sample in this other song on the track called Kill Jill, and it's like him and actually Killer Mike, and
nice.
It's just so good. But I mean, like he's always just been really kind of influential into like when I started getting into hip hop and rap, and it's just something that was always kind of like really true Southern hip hop that I just always kind of like was drawn to.
Yeah. Okay. So is that your? I mean, there's lots to like about like the different varieties of hip hop that are out there, but is that where you turn to if you had like one kind of like subgenre of hip hop to listen to, like Southern hip hop?
Yeah. I mean, I think it kind of. I mean, like all of our music taste, it like constantly evolves. But it's one of those. It's like one of those roots. Like this is like where you started, your stepping stone. You know, your country roots, and then you kind of delve out from there. But
hell yeah,
it'd be like, oh, like if someone was like, what kind of rap music you listen to? Like who are some of the rappers? Like I wouldn't be like, oh, Drake or Eminem. I'd probably be like Big Boy. You know,
fair enough.
50 Cent.
Fitty's inspirational with that vitamin water shit, dude. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I honestly like this track fucking bangs, dude. Like it really was like I found myself a lot of times like I'm sure everybody's heard it a million times. I listen to these in the morning, these playlists a lot in the morning. And that's when I have time to like really ingest like music I want. And I felt like last handful of days, like I was waking up like wanting to listen to this song. You know what I mean? Like it was like in my head from the last time I listened to it. And I was like, I don't mind that space being taken up. Like I want to listen to it again. Like it has some really cool drive. I love those like piano that like hits. It's so it's like weirdly like it seems like it sticks out in a weird way, but then you're like, oh, but it fucking like hits. like I don't know. It was a really cool song with lots of different layers to it. I thought it was a good aspect, man. Jameson, how'd you feel about it, man?
I've loved this song since it came out. Like it got pretty popular on the radio, and the musical snob in me tries to hate anything that's on the radio, but I've always fucking loved this song, and it's been on my like daily mix for years now. And it's just has such a good flow to it, and the only thing about it is that it makes me sad that Outkast isn't a group anymore, but I fucking love this song. So
hell yeah. Caleb, how about you, man? Are you a Big Boy fan?
I am. Well, I mean, I didn't realize it was Big Boy. I've heard this song many times, and it is undeniably good. The piano, the flow, they're just like, you know, even kind of like it's melodic too. Like he's got some little parts where he's, you know, kind of singing and rapping at the same time. And I think I heard it for the first time on like some like Apple commercial. And I was like, that's really fucking good.
I think it was on there, yeah.
Dude, I can never find it.
I straight up missed this fucking song entirely.
I've never heard it before.
I didn't either until this list.
But, I mean,
I think you guys just like they're in contact with like a radio, like a good old fashioned FM radio that plays songs. I don't have a fucking clue what's playing on the radio except for FM. I don't know, more Journey.
I listen to AM, dog. Classic.
I listen to AM Talk Radio. Thanks for all of you listeners who contributed to the campaign.
It's also the emergency radio, so you know you guys stay on the AM.
And if you're scared because there's
just
an emergency,
listen to the emergency channel.
You never know when there's an emergency. How would you know if you don't listen to the emergency channel? Think about that.
This song's great for emergencies because it'll just calm you right down and make you feel happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked Outkast like when they were coming out, and I didn't know this was Big Boy, but that's cool. I'm gonna check out some more Big Boy. It's hard to be in a bad mood when you're listening to this song. It's just too happy.
I agree, man. It was just like I don't know. I never was in a foul mood. I'll admit, sometimes when I get to work too early and have to do shit, I'm not in the greatest headspace. But then, like, honestly, I found this like just kind of like let me go with it, and like it definitely lifted my mood a couple of times. But Nick, how about you, man? How are you? How are your thoughts?
I gotta say, I liked it when I heard it on the playlist. I'd never heard this song before, but it had this like nice hop to it. That piano was kick-ass. I think it was sampled from an old, like maybe even a ragtime or a gospel song on a piano. That's definitely like how they produced it. All right, you know what? Fuck it. Maybe someone was playing a piano to that beat. I don't know. I
bet it's a sample.
It sounds sampley, right? I don't know. It's a cool song. I thought it's a lot of fun, and I like it more now that I finally know who the artist, who used the Hatsune Miku sample. Like that just made me even more pumped about this song. Miku, good stuff.
I like that. That seals the deal there.
I could see it being kind of gospely because since he's from the South, just growing up in pretty religious areas, and I mean that's what your life is. It's like what church do you belong to? So I can see that being a big influence in a lot of his music.
Definitely. Yeah, it's I mean, what I think it's like one of those things, like people who've never experienced that kind of community don't know how how much that is a part of culture for some people, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And yeah, I think Big Boy just being part of his community and his culture like that bleeds into like some of his stuff along the way that you can see, and I think it's it's pretty cool. The next hip hop song, a little bit in a different direction, I'd say stylistically.
Yes.
And content wise, we'll say Clipping, man. I was also super surprised to see Clipping on here, but I was super stoked to see them on here. This is a group that Jeremiah turned me on to this is a project that Jeremiah turned me on to a while ago that I've kind of in and out been checking on. But yeah, like, so this song in particular, Luke, where'd this song get pulled from? Chapter 319.
So yeah, Clipping, for you guys that don't know, is a rap group. What is the guy's name? David.
It's
David Diggs, I think. David Diggs.
I think it's Diggs. I can look it up. But yeah,
it's actually funny because like I kind of like heard a couple songs from Clipping and stuff before, because they're kind of like, a lot of people for some reason relate them to like Death Grips and stuff like that. And we were watching, what was it, Hamilton, like the live action, because they had it for free, so we were watching that, and he plays one of the characters on there, and I was like, that guy sounds so fucking familiar, like who is that? And so I was listening to that, and then kind of like, oh shit, he's part of this band. So started listening to him more. But the song Chapter 319 is essentially David's response to George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. So it's like, going along the lines of, Black Lives Matter, like fuck Trump, literally, in the song and stuff. And just like, if you're like voting for him, then you're a white supremacist, and kind of like, how are you essentially just like seeing all this stuff and not kind of seeing the problem still, or just denying it. So I think it's kind of like one of those songs that's like, it's powerful, it's catchy, and I mean, I think it's brought up in a really kind of cool way, like almost not like sneaky, but it's like, until like you really have to like understand like the situation.
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool because you see there's definitely direct lyrical representation of things happening in current events that are happening. And I think it's like, I kind of like, I think you were just talking about, where I think it's a really like great approach sometimes for artists to use their use their talents for what they can, and this is a great representation of that. A couple playlists ago, we did a jazz playlist and I put on a John Coltrane song called Alabama, which was a response to a violent act that had occurred like right around that time. And I think it's really cool. I think, like I said, I think it's a really powerful tool to use your platform like that. And it's cool that Diggs, like, I mean, you see that cat in quite a bit acting wise these days. And I think it's really neat that he's still like making music like consistently, or like still like they're still doing this project, So I don't know. Like I said, dude, I was really glad to see a song on here, because it's interesting that the comparison, like some people like he's comparing it to Death Grips. I can see that with like maybe the industrialization sort of style of the sound at times, but like Death Grips is a whole other fucking wild beast, and like this is definitely more pointed, I think, like, so
maybe this is just like the production sampling or so, but like whenever I've talked to other people about it, I'm like, I don't see that relation. But
yeah, like, I wouldn't put them in the same category personally, but yeah. What about the rest of you guys? Caleb.
So yeah, it's
just-
definitely it's a bit of an L from the last song, because we have everything's all right to nothing is all right, which is fucking true. Very, very sad. I was like, one of the, like, when I was first listening to it, like, he's going so fucking fast. I'm like trying to like follow and I'm catching what the gist is, but then I go through and I'm like reading the lyrics as it's going. I can't read that fast. Like, so, holy shit, man! Like,
Smart education, baby.
The
Cats.
You smart.
fuck. Like the weight of the words that he's saying, and like all the meaning behind it is like a really big, huge, meaningful thing, but also just like he's just barraging you with it, and it kind of fits with the message, I think, of just like you're getting pummeled by this information that he's just spitting so quickly and eloquently, and it's a really good fucking song. It's really fucking heavy. Yeah, I got nothing bad to say about it. I'm just fully impressed, and it's just like anything that reminds you of that kind of stuff. It's sad, but it's also like it's inspiring to see people be like, hey, I'm gonna fucking say something about this and call this shit out, and use my talent to put this message out there. Make sure you don't forget.
Yeah, agreed. Nick, how about you?
This song makes me feel the way punk was always kind of supposed to make me feel.
Angry?
Fuck yeah. This song goes so goddamn hard. It was like, it even felt like it was structured like a metal song. There was a fucking breakdown in the middle of this song. Like, that's what it felt like to me. It felt fucking angry, and it had such high energy to it. It felt like a heavy metal song, but it wasn't. It had this just outrageous, like, straight on the nose. Like, there's no beating around the bush. He's just saying like what he is saying. It's so like crisp and clear, and it's just fucking, I don't know. This song was awesome. It was really cool. If you were to send me a song like this to suggest an artist, this is the song that you should fucking send. I'm gonna look into clipping.
Yeah. Jameson, how about you, my man?
So this song's really hard for me because I'm not the biggest fan of rap or hip hop, and I totally agree with the message, but it's just not something that I would personally enjoy listening to. And so it's like I feel the power and emotion that comes from this song, and I can connect with that, but I just like, if I'm gonna listen to rap, I want somebody who has like a ton of flow, and I don't like this modern type of hip hop that's really like chunked up, as I don't know if that's the right way to explain it, but that's how it sounds to me. I just don't really connect with it as much. So song is like, it's fine, and I totally support the message, and I like the emotion behind it, but I don't know that I'll search out more clippings for myself.
Last clipping for JMO.
Yeah.
I do think, like, just as a last thought for myself, I think that is one thing that I've noticed about clipping in general, is that like their vocal production that they use, like his vocal production is usually like really clean and prominent, and I think that sometimes in other tracks I've heard, like sometimes that can be like the main focus, and so I think that is kind of like maybe like a different side note than like Jameson was kind of talking about. Sometimes there is a distinct difference between like the layer of like, odd like vocal audio and like music audio, I feel like. And sometimes it's, flowy is, not necessarily what I'd call clipping, but I don't know. I maintain that I think they're an interesting project just for like, what they are. Either way, the track on this list, dude, this next track was right up my fucking alley. I love this song, man. So it's the artist is what, Covet?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, Covet.
And then the track is what? Shibuya?
Yeah, Shibuya.
And yeah, dude, this song, like, it reminded me of some stuff Nick would fucking show me or something at this point. Like it's like got some wild technical aspects to it that I've really dug. But where'd you pull this from, man? Like, how'd you dig this out of you?
I actually
on the list, you know?
Can't remember, because this it's funny that you say that, because this band and this woman. So this woman, or the main woman of this band, Yvette Young, is just phenomenal guitarist. Like, you should follow her Instagram, look at her on YouTube, and watch like her play, because it's like fucking phenomenal. Like, she essentially tunes each string differently and will actually place them in different order, so she can do like these sweeps and like punches and hammer downs just the way that she needs to like make these songs, like arrange these songs the way she does. It's crazy. And I can't remember if, like, Nick, did you show me this band, or did we just like find them on YouTube? Because I remember when we were living together, we found them, and I can't remember.
So I think I had been watching like Guitar Nerd music videos on YouTube, and this was an autoplay that played like after whatever we were watching stopped, and it was, I think it was the music video where they're like wearing the green morph suits, and they had to edit them out, and it was that video. I think it was for this song, for what is this, Shibuya.
Yeah.
I think that's how we found him, and I got super covet, because that was like a style of guitar playing I'd never even like encountered before. Like what she does with she will just like choose a random tuning like on a whim, and then just like invent melodic sounds like through tapping, through different like finger pick styles, through just like all kinds of really cool stuff. It's, I dare say, avant-garde. It's really cool.
Yeah, but yeah, just beautifully composed. It flows the whole way. It feels like what classical music probably sounded like to people during that time it was being like arranged, you know? Like, you're just like, oh my god, like, Mozart, you're a fucking genius. And now I'm just kind of like, God, like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, just destroy that harpsichord and just go back to doing whatever you were doing. But no, I mean, this is such like a beautiful song, and you feel it like a lot of emotion, a lot of different emotion throughout the whole song. And I love just everything about this arrangement.
Yeah, man, this that was a really kind of great comparison, like, you know, like sort of like that idea of, you know, this is like kind of what classical music maybe was like, how it was hitting people, because, you know, when it was being made, because this, like, it takes you places, man. This song, like, you're right, like, it's a fucking ride. Like, there's all these different like sections that are just beautiful, but somehow they just flow in and out of them so seamlessly. It's fucking baffling to me, but it's like, I don't know, it's like it's so welcome, you know. It's just such a like a, I don't know. I was this definitely, like, I'm still bouncing around the idea, but this is definitely like a top contender for me. This track fucking rocked. Yeah. So I take it, Nick, you like this track?
I do. I'm actually a big fan of Covet and Yvette. Like, I was so curious about her just the way she plays. I was so curious about it. I'd never encountered it before whenever it was that I found her. When I first bought a guitar again after a long time of not playing guitar, I tried to just learn one of her songs, and she posts exactly how to play her songs, like, on YouTube. If you want to learn one of her guitar solos, she will just show you how to do it. And I was like, okay, that's a free guitar lesson, cool. So I went onto her YouTube, and she just broke down the guitar solo for Nero, which is, I think, one of her newer songs. That was some of the most difficult fucking stuff I had ever attempted to do. It was outrageously just complex and just bizarre, like the awkward hand shapes I've ever tried. It was, I don't know how she does that, or why that apparently is intuitive for her. It's crazy. She's so good. Yeah. But yeah, it's a good song. That's all I got.
Jameson, how about you, man? How'd you feel about it?
So I was kind of blown away by this, because I saw that it features San Hollow, who is a DJ that I'm a huge fan of, actually. I've listened to him for several years, and I still don't quite know like how he was involved in this song. I have seen that he plays guitar as well, so I don't know, but I was expecting something totally different. I was expecting something in the EDM realm when I saw that, and I was just fucking blown away by this. This is definitely one of my favorites on the playlist. It went right onto my daily ad list. It's fucking awesome. So I just really liked I'm really everything about it. So not really anything else I can say about this, but it's fucking awesome.
Hell yeah. Caleb, how about you?
So pretty much, just echoing everything everyone's been saying.
Y'all dig
she, I found like her, I think they were on tour with Periphery for a while. And that's like when I checked them out and I was like, oh my God, holy shit. Like, it's kind of like, I guess that, jazz, prog, math, rock. It's kind of hard to define, so why bother? But I got like obsessed with the guitar brand that she uses, Strandberg, and I always like see her doing demos for them on their Instagram and stuff, and I mean she's just so stupid good. And I think Sanholo or whatever, Sanholo, I feel like
I thought it was supposed to be Sanholo, like Han Solo.
Yeah,
that's what I thought it. Yeah,
I'm wearing a vest right now. I feel the need to point that out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but I think he does play guitar because I've seen like his YouTube stuff pop up on guitar things, so he's involved somehow. But I mean, yeah, like stuff like this, it gives me what a lot of people get from like a band like Polyphia without the aspects of Polyphia that I'm not that into.
No one knows what you're talking about, nerd.
Nick
I
knows
know what he's talking about.
Polyphia's cool. Check them out too.
I like
yeah, I mean,
Polyphia. Yeah.
just so stupid good, and like she makes me want to like just quit playing guitar, but also play it a lot more at the same time. And like her and like Sarah Longfield is another person that like there's a lot of people that are doing this kind of thing, but she definitely stands out. Yvette's amazing. It's great shit. Definitely a top contender as well.
Hell yeah. So did you say that they like went on a tour with Periphery potentially?
They did.
Periphery's a lot heavier than I
Yeah.
Did they get heavier than this at all? Does she
yeah.
do like heavier like styled songs or anything?
No,
or is it
not
really.
really.
No,
But Periphery has like a lot of fucking nerds for fans. So me and people like Nick,
I mean, that'd be a cool show actually. I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
Like that'd be a cool double whammy. But
I think Veil of Maya was also on that tour.
Ah, man, I wanted to go to that so bad.
I know. I was really disappointed that I didn't get to see that show with Covet, Veil of Maya, and Periphery. Oh my God, I'm a fucking
my
loser.
balls.
all right, Luke. The next track was another cool. Like it was another name I was stoked to see. Dumbfounded, dude. Dumbfounded. Dude. This cat was like. Anyway, where'd you pull this track from, man? Because this was fucking awesome. Harambe, dude.
Yeah, man. I've just listened to Dumbfounded for a pretty long time. The dude is Korean, like grew up in K-Town, and so just always like gotta support your Asian brothers. But really, just like another guy that would highly recommend just like kind of going through the discography, finding like really catchy hooks, and it's very digestible hip hop, really relatable to like our age group. But like the song is like, again, one of those things that just kind of goes like a little hard. Like this is the thing that you would like play before you go downtown after you pre-gamed a little bit. And it's just like, again, one of those messages like obviously the song was released after Harambe was shot. Rest in peace, gentle soldier. And it's just like the same kind of thing, kind of similar to Clipping, where it's like they're trying to take me at like that chorus line, like they're trying to take me out like Harambe, and it's like no matter kind of where you're at, you'll have just all these like problems with like police, just essentially just like shoot first, ask questions later, and it's like they're even shooting gorillas now before like
Yeah.
Like they could have like tranked them or whatever, and it's like no, and like he's gonna take the tranquilizer instead, which is just him saying he wants ketamine, but you know. But yeah, because again, it's just like one of those like good beats that you just like find yourself like bobbing to the rhythm to, and then it just hooks you.
Yeah, dude. It does, man. I really like this fucking track. I hadn't caught this track because I haven't checked in on this cat for a while. Although Old Heart Radio follows Dumbfounded on Twitter. The dude's always posting really dope photos of like just like different restaurants he's going to, and like he's always posting really yummy looking food, and I'm like, fuck, dude, I want to remember some of these like places to try and like go to eventually. Like it'd be fucking awesome. Anyway, this track, dude, like that you know, like the Harambe thing I think can come off as for jokes with this track, and what's cool is that, like you were just alluding to, like this track sucks you in, and then before you know it, like you're having a kind of a serious conversation, you know, all under the guise of Harambe, of course, which is fucking cool, man. I love that aspect, and you know the beat goes hard on this song, man. It's so fucking dope. So yeah, this is definitely like a pump up, like you were saying, like
it makes you go fucking ape shit. You go ape for Harambe.
You go ape for Harambe.
Dicks out for Harambe.
Caleb, how'd you feel about Harambe here? Not the gentle soldier, but
we'll get to that too. But I this is a really cool song. Like, yeah, I like how he, because honestly, like this song kind of changed my mind about like the gorilla incident a little bit, because like
oh yeah, hold on.
Hang on, what opinion did you have before?
Were you like Harambe deserved it?
Did he have it coming?
I know that Caleb hates monkeys, so
let me elaborate.
He does.
Yeah.
The hate comes from fear, man.
It does. Let me elaborate.
You should be afraid of gorilla.
Yeah, you should be. They're fucking dangerous. They don't belong in zoos either. That's fucked up. Don't put them in zoos.
Well, hate the zoo. Don't hate the gorilla.
Yeah. Okay, but let me.
I'm gonna start using that term phrase in daily conversation.
Okay, so I like the thing that you pointed out, Luke. Like, you know, he said, like, you know, why didn't we just tranquilize him? And I can think of, you know, tactical or you know, other reasons why that might not have been a good idea. But first, before we get into that, let me just say this is a really cool song. Changed my mind a little bit about the Harambe incident. I think that's like such a, like, you know, turning point in the mid, like, you know, 20-aughts. You know, 2016, Harambe dies, Trump gets elected. Like, it's kind of just like yes, I can.
That was a swing vote. Just all the other gorillas were just like, nope, sorry, Trump it is.
Well, I don't know about that, but okay, so it's a really cool song. It goes hard, really, really well written. And okay, so my opinion about Harambe has always been this. I'm on team fucking people. And one, that you know, the zoo probably should have had better things in place so that kids don't fall into gorilla enclosures. Two, that mother, she really should have not let her kid fall into the thing.
No, you know what should have happened, man? Like, the mother should have been forced to fight the gorilla for her child, and if it wins, it wins. You know,
I feel like that should be her punishment.
You have to
for dropping her child into a gorilla.
It's the mom's fault. No matter what. Harambe died because of that mom.
That poor kid. I bet the kid feels a lot of guilt.
As the only parent here, I will say, if you drop your kid in a gorilla enclosure, you should go after that motherfucker. Just saying.
Hey,
so
and
there's
that is why Jameson has a child and none of us.
Yeah. So he's willing to fight a fucking gorilla.
Oh, dude, I would just be like, I'll make another.
That's basically the only reason that I don't have a child right now is because I don't want to face the possibility of having to fight a gorilla for it.
So yeah, there's all that, and it's fucking sad. Like maybe they could have done something else. Maybe that wouldn't have worked. I don't know. But something had to be done because that gorilla was dragging that poor boy all over the place, and he's lucky he didn't get his head cracked when he was getting dragged around by the leg. And if you ask me, yeah, it's fucking sad, but the life of a child versus the life of an animal of any kind, however majestic, that there's no fucking question. Shoot the gorilla. And then a bunch of kids get mad on the internet and it becomes a meme. So, yeah, man. Dicks out for Harambe, but Harambe had to die.
Shit just got fucking serious.
So wait, should have the
I gavelled Harambe for you, Caleb.
So what if the zookeeper just gave the rifle to that mom and was like, "You have to do it"?
Yes,
I would have liked that better.
Man, that would have just been like perfect.
That's the moment. Like, you have to choose.
No part of that situation was good. It was a bad scene, but I mean, sad, rest in peace, Harambe. But he was not a gentle soldier. He was a powerful beast. And, if it was my kid, I'd blow Harambe away, just like they did.
Wow.
Boom, shots fired.
Well,
literally.
Harambe fans are not going to be happy with this podcast.
Fuck them.
The rest of us defended it, okay? Who haven't we covered, though, about the song? Jameson, have you given us your thoughts?
Yeah, we haven't covered anyone. Caleb had like a
Caleb dropped that bomb on us.
But regarding the song, I enjoyed this. This is more so on the lines of hip hop and rap that I enjoy. Like, he has a really good flow. It's a driving beat. And on top of it, I was cracking up, that this is sure there's a context behind it that he's really speaking of. But the fact that it's more so more forward about Harambe is hilarious. So I might dive a little bit more into Dumbfound.
Dumbfounded. You should, dude.
Did.
Like, I really think he's kind of like an underloved artist. Like, I'm always so surprised that he hasn't popped off more than he has. Like, but Nick, how about you, man? Did you dig this track? Would you look more into it?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be listening to more. The beat was super cool on this. Like, the kick was unpredictable. The hats were just like, real fast. I liked it. And whatever synth patch the lead was using was just really cool. Like, they had all kind of like shrieky harmonics in it. Like, I don't know. It was really good production on the beat. I liked that part. The lyrics were really hilarious. Like, if I remember correctly, like, the whole reason, like, no one actually defends Harambe like that seriously. The entire point of Harambe was that, like, the news, instead of covering, people being murdered by police on a day-to-day basis, the news would be covering things like, oh, David Bowie died for like 3 straight days instead of, people being murdered in the streets. And so they kind of flipped that on its head. Harambe was a parody of that. And so when Harambe died, because it was in the news, like, of like a small local station, and then the internet blew it up. We're like, oh no, this gorilla was killed. And so they made this whole giant memoriam for it in kind of parody of the way media treats like celebrities dying rather than like addressing real problems.
Fair enough.
And so that's kind of
Harambe.
That's where the meme came from. That's what I read on the internet anyways. It is probably not necessarily true.
The internet's a problematic place. That's why we put Old Heart Radio on there.
Don't tell anyone where I live, please.
You know what's going to happen to us?
We won't, but the internet might.
Devin Townsend is going to call Spotify and be like, hey, I'm going to take my music off of Spotify if you guys don't get rid of Old Heart Radio.
Listen, I'm quitting the day that happens.
He's going to leverage against us.
That's what Neil Young's doing.
Ah, fuck.
Joni Mitchell, too, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's talk Foo Fighters might be next.
Oh, shit.
I heard that, man. I'm highly intrigued by that. It's
all they need is Taylor Swift, man. If they get her, it's over.
You
get a big name, man. Fuck.
I'm gonna come clean because I've said on this podcast before that I was a Joe Rogan fan, and I listened to Joe Rogan for about probably close to 10 years, and I'm fucking done with that guy. I'm cancel that shit too.
Yo, dude, I'm kind of with you. Like, it's we don't need to dwell on it if we don't want, but like the Rogan thing is like he's progressively gotten more. His conversations have gotten less open and like broad perspective wise.
Because I always
say. And yeah.
Even when I disagreed with his people that he brought on there, like I enjoyed that he was bringing another perspective that no one else heard. But now he's just bringing fuckers that he agrees with, and it's a bunch of bullshit. But that's neither here nor there. So
no, I feel you, man. Like it's just one of those things. Like it's weird. Either way, I hope nobody comes after us, man. We're not that controversial. We're just
Clutch and Devin Townsend are going to threaten to leave.
Yeah, I was gonna say basically those are probably the two that would be like the most angry at us at this point. And we do know that they're listening.
Why would Clutch be mad?
These guys are Clutch haters,
Yeah,
man.
dude. Yeah.
All right.
I'm on board with the Clutch, but it's the other three. Well, minus Nick. Me and Nick are.
It's the only way you can, shift gears.
Okay.
I drive automatic.
Oh,
They still have a clutch technically.
speaking of
Shut up, Caleb.
Years, going from Harambe, we have kind of a hard change up here to a group that's been featured on the podcast before, Glory Hammer.
Oh, I hope that this has been featured on here because God.
Masters
if
of
you
the
are
Galaxy.
looking for an adventure, look no further.
Dude, this was a good track. Nick personally turned me on to them, but like why'd you pick this song out of their lineup? Because there's all sorts, and this one fucking rocks, dude.
Oh, this is straight up just a drinking song. It's like if you're like, oh man, Harambe, no, that's too sad. I don't like monkeys. Then you're just like, well, what about like mystical hammers and goblins and space wizards that like want to destroy the world? It's like Hoots Force. Let's go.
Let's go, dude. Yeah, this. Oh man, it does, man. It's every track by them is an adventure.
Yeah, I mean, when it's just this band is so fucking ridiculous. It's great. It's like that combination of just like fantasy and metal and like symphonic just arrangement.
Hell
and
yeah.
You just throw like Lord of the Rings in there on like crack and it's great.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this song is beautiful, man.
I think it's just also part of the reason I put it on is, I mean, just being a fantasy nerd in general, and just having something that fits like all the like categories you want. You want metal, you want energy, and you want fantasy, and it's just like all clasped in the one glorious hammer.
The one glory hammer. Oh my god, dude. It's true. I imagine this was what would be playing on like if there was like a Ren Fair on a space station in like a galaxy over.
Well, that's literally was on our Ren Fair playlist.
It's like tales from the other adventures throughout. It's just so fucking great. I blasted this one morning. I just like assaulted my coworker with Glory Hammer one morning, and I started it off with this track, and then it was like they just didn't know what was happening because it was like 6:30 in the morning, and I'm like Glory Hammer. Jacked up on espresso, like, welcome to your day, motherfucker. It was a good day. Dude, needless to say, I've absolutely enjoyed this track 100%. Jameson, how about you? You get through this one all right?
No, I don't think I did.
Oh no.
Because this is the third Glory Hammer song that has been featured on this show, and I think I'm fucking done with this band. I can't stand it anymore. I put up with it, and I was like, yeah, this is fucking cool and funny. I don't find it cool or funny anymore. I find it pretty fucking lame. So I'm done with Glory Hammer.
Oh no. Laying down the hammer.
I can appreciate it. Appreciate the honesty.
It's like I'm over it. Caleb, how about you, man? Are you over the hammer?
I'm getting there.
Oh no.
So I don't love
new
power
clutch.
metal. I get it. It's like it's tongue in cheek. It's silly. It's ridiculous and goofy.
It's just so
it's
grandiose.
It's really well done. I'll give them that. But like reading through the lyrics, I think maybe I'm just a literature snob. But there's one line in there. He says like, "And now in the ancient times," and now in the ancient times.
Yeah,
Do I
he
need to
traveled
say that?
back in time, dumbass. Pay attention to the lore.
Okay, sorry. But I was just like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. But then I read the rest of it. I'm like, none of this makes any fucking sense. So what am I getting hung up for? It sounds like Judas Priest and Rhapsody of Fire are like just fucking each other on a stage.
Oh, no.
And I don't know if I want to watch that porn, but I don't know. Like in the right setting, this would be fun, but it's definitely not something I'm going to listen to on the regular. I would say maybe not a gavel. It's somewhere between
It's
a gavel.
out there now.
Oh, it happened. It's
Oops.
somewhere between a gavel and it's fine. Like, yeah, I don't hate it as much
Tolerable.
as Jameson, but I'm like, okay, all right.
All right, and now for the power metal bootlicker.
Bootlicker.
Yeah,
That implies power metal has any sway in the metal community.
We're gonna
They
point
don't.
the power finger right at you.
What do you got, Nick?
Just
How do you
plug
feel
'em
about
in.
this? Yeah.
This song is kick-ass. When I saw it live, and you're absolutely right. It's a drinking song. The people got so fucking hyped for this song. Like the El Corazon was like, I'm pretty sure about to crash into the earth, like substructure of whatever Seattle has left under there. But this is a kick-ass show. This song does make me a little sad. So our lore-wise.
Lore-wise.
Because
Please explain.
so Luke and I and a few other friends are in a Destiny clan called the Space Knights of Krail.
I might just melt from the nerdism that's going on right now.
Do you guys still play? I missed that shit.
I haven't played in months.
I literally logged on for the first time today, and I do not remember any of it.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But our clan was named after this band of warriors in Gloryhammer lore. And what happened to them is sometime in an alternate dimension, the Space Knights were corrupted by evil. And
It was Harambe.
Corrupt.
yeah, and they became the Death Knights of Krail. And so this song is from the perspective of the Death Knights of Krail. They're the masters of the galaxy. They're the like nasty enforcers of an evil wizard god. Damn. And so our clan, the Space Knights, became an outdated term, and we didn't want to turn to evil. So
It's weird to me that you're married to like a nice normal person.
she's nice.
I was like, normal? Don't tell her I said that. Can you edit that out?
I'm scared of Shayna.
I can take
I'm
it.
not trying to.
Well,
It's okay. She can't hear. She's at soccer right now.
Oh, good. It's called football, you heathen.
I do sometimes wonder that, like, it's so funny how, like, you know, like Nadine here will probably hear like just the one side of what I'm saying. It'll just be complete fucking gibberish probably, and then every now and then just bursts of laughter. I probably sound like a maniac in here sometimes.
It's amazing that anyone wants to be with all of us. You know.
It's true.
That is very true.
This all of a sudden became, you know, one of those podcasts. We're all lucky, but we're also really lucky because the next track was so awesome. Goldfinger. We got dude, the city. I have like one of those like up and down relationships with ska and ska bands just in general. But Goldfinger, I'm never gonna turn off a Goldfinger song. I got this place in my heart that Goldfinger just lives for some fucking reason. I'm mostly because of Tony Hawk Pro Skater, but like it grew as you discover them more. And this song was just fucking cool on here, dude. I thought it was such again kind of like a change up from that Glory Hammer. But yeah, so where'd you pull this from, Luke? How'd you dig out the Goldfinger here?
Well,
why?
Like you said, Tony Hawk, Goldfinger, automatically
100.
Yes. But always, I mean, like, I fucking skank. I'm a skanker. And dude, Goldfinger has just always been like one of those bands that I just always listen to. They put out like an album. I think the last album they put out was like The Knife in like 2017 or something like that, and it was kind of this like Mexican Tijuana theme, and I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty good. And then they came out with this album, Never Look Back, and I was just like, oh shit, they're actually putting out more music. Like, what is this? Is this like the fucking 90s? Like, Goldfinger sells still? Like, holy shit, okay, bring me back. Economy's up, baby. It's still going. But like, I love this song especially. I think just like the lyrics are really cute. It actually reminds me of like my fiance a lot, and because it's like one of those things that like, if you are gonna date me, you have to realize you're gonna listen to ska. So then there's like, this is like one of the songs that like she could deal with, so it's like perfect. But yeah, Goldfinger is just awesome. I've always loved ska music, just like brass in general too. And I mean, yeah,
dude, classic. I feel it. Nick, how'd you feel? Did this warm your cockles?
It did. I am a ska apologist.
Ska apologist.
I'm kidding. That's a joke because ska has nothing to apologize for.
It is what it is.
Wish people could just see the face of McGrady right now, because it literally looks like he is just like about to like throw up.
Yeah. Like literally looks disgusted.
I have it pinned on Zoom. I live for it. No, it's a good song. I didn't actually know this is one of their newer songs. It felt a lot more like kind of their older style. They haven't lost like an ounce of the energy they had in the 90s. They're still exactly like that. I watched their little live show that they did for COVID, like when the pandemic first started, and they were just still fucking rocking as hard as they ever did. And they like to look slightly older.
Yeah, that's fucking dope, dude. I think it's awesome when there's that we've talked about it, when there's that longevity. But yeah, so you overall though, Nick, would you like want to listen to the rest of this album because of this track?
Yeah, I mean, I've probably listened to quite a bit of it. I generally
enough.
Just go to Goldfinger on my streaming service of choice, Spotify. Because we're on Spotify. I don't know why I censored that.
We're also on iTunes if you want to get it there, you fucking people. Either way.
Okay.
We're working for that Spotify fucking money. So we're going for that sponsorship.
Cut us the next $150 million check. Jesus.
Yeah, when Joe Rogan's out, you got to fill that void somehow.
That's
exactly.
Going right to us.
One night stands, cheap liquor, and old heart radio. Take your pick.
Take your pick. Oh God. All right, Jameson. Could you find yourself skanking to this?
Oh yeah, for sure. And I would like to say, Jared, that should be our next T-shirt. If you make a T-shirt ever, one night stands, cheap liquor, and old heart radio. That should be on a fucking T-shirt.
It's in record now.
This song, like, I don't fucking get it, Caleb. I know you hate ska, but it's just so lighthearted and fun. Like, I think you might need some fucking Prozac or something, my friend, because
probably right.
Like, it's just I don't know how it would make you upset because it's so lighthearted. Like, it's just fun to listen to. And while it maybe isn't in my everyday rotation, it's fun to listen to.
I'm with you, man. All right, Caleb.
I mean,
What
what
do you
want me to
got?
say?
What are you gonna say about Goldfinger? I mean, we all know that they're awesome.
Okay, I'm glad that you guys enjoy them and that they've had success and they're continuing to make music because I support that. That's great. Yeah, make that money. Awesome. I don't like ska. It makes me unhappy. It feels pandering. It makes me upset. Like, I mean, like, I wanna pull the punch a little bit because of what Luke said about how, like, you know, it reminds him of his lady, and like that's cute and that's sweet, but this is like the most like generic basic ass bitch lyrics from, like, you know, like, let's get out of here, let's run away from this place and we'll go dance and forget our problems in the city. And it's like every fuckhead who moved away from Wenatchee and went to live in Seattle for 9 months and then ran out of money because they were looking for greener pastures and they realized, like, oh no, life sucks fucking everywhere. I don't know, that's a bit of a rant. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But
Just want to say I lasted 4 months when I tried that.
well, it's okay, I drove you back.
I live in Olympia now, so
I didn't even
that
go to
says something
Seattle,
himself.
It's okay. You know, I mean,
I didn't even go to Seattle, man.
fill in the blank. You know, it reminds me of like Ocean Avenue by Yellow Card.
Oh my god!
No. You cannot compare a fucking squeaky ass violin.
Okay,
Just
you
imagine,
know what?
like, who's gonna get laid more, the sax player from fucking Goldfinger or the violinist from Yellow Card?
Probably the sax player.
Yeah,
But,
right? Because
okay.
he's sexy.
The okay, that's cool. You guys go stank it up, and I'll wait in the car and drive y'all home. But
Good, because we'll be tired from skanking.
maybe I do need fucking Prozac. But you know what? Like I remember Jared wrote a song called Gutter Lover, and I asked him why did he call it that? And I think you were very drunk. Maybe you don't remember this.
It happened a lot back then.
You told me that the reason you called it that was because some people enjoy being like in the gutter and down in the mire and the bad or sad feels. And I mean, when I smile, my face does a frown. It's just built into me. This shit's too happy and it makes me angry. I don't know.
Listen, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You can be grumpy about ska all you want.
And if you don't mind, I would love a gavel. Thank you.
And then all right.
I almost choked on my drink.
I gotta get some better sound clips on this motherfucker. Moving right along, even though I almost don't want to. I feel like we could just live in this track. But we got a track called The Baddest. What's the artist here?
Okay, so the artist is KDA.
Okay.
And so KDA is essentially what stands for, you know, kill, death, assist. It's like a video game term, right?
Mm-hmm.
And essentially this band is 4 characters, and they're from League of Legends, apparently. I don't play League of Legends, but each one is actually voiced by different K-pop artists. And
Nice.
So it started as like just kind of like, I think they had just 2 songs or 3 songs essentially, and they were animated for music videos. And they're like, oh, what if like these characters had like a K-pop group essentially, and they made a K-pop band. And it's like, I think they actually have an album now that's like
fucking
8
wild.
or 9 songs. But yeah, it's just like one of those homages to just K-pop in general, and, you know, video game nerds and stuff. And like, again,
Yeah. Dude,
one of those things you just gotta get like a little sexy feeling, you know?
dude, this track definitely has some moments, man. Like, that's funny that you mentioned League of Legends, because I remember when I was playing this one morning, the coworker that was forced to listen to it was like, was like, yo, that's from League of Legends. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, but it's like, yeah, it's like, I mean, that's like a lot of times, like I work with people that are like easily like 10 plus years younger than me. And like, so they're always like doing shit and talking about shit that I have no idea about. League of Legends is one of those things I've definitely heard about. I'm not like, I don't live under a rock. I just don't know. Like, it's like, so it's a game. And, anyway, I think it's kind of neat what you just described, that like whole idea of like building this like virtual group in the game, but it also like is tangibly producing like quality fucking music, because it like the music in this is fucking banging, honestly. Like it's pretty cool. I didn't realize though that it was like fully like part. Do you think it's like part of the game, like the group? Is that what you're saying?
I don't think like the music or the group itself is part of the game. I think they just use the characters for like their likeness kind of deal, and like they each play to their personalities. Like there's one song called Supervillains, and it's like whoever like the evil character in the game is like essentially the front runner of the song.
Okay. That's fucking cool, actually.
And it's kind of like based, like the lyrics and stuff are based around like them in that sense. But
fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's kind of interesting. Jameson, how'd you feel about this track?
I don't know. The main thing that I got from it is it reminded me of a song that would be on one of Amy's, like, what I would call chick shows that she watches, where it's trying to be like trendy. And like the first thing that came to mind was this show called Working Moms on Netflix. And so for that fact, it didn't do it for me. I'll give this song a pass. Just no thank you.
So it's the wife pleaser.
Yes. I think Amy would like hear this on one of her shows, Shazam it, and add it to our daily list, and then I would be subjected to listening to it for the next 6 months until she got tired of it and removed it. So it gave me a little bit of PTSD, and I don't like it.
Caleb, how about you, man?
I think that was an astute observation by Jameson. I don't hate it. It's fine. The beat's really good, and it's catchy at times, but it's definitely not the flavor. I don't know. It's like, you know, like those mango flavored candies where they put like the spicy
chili powder.
Yeah, powder on it. It's like I want to like it, but I just don't. Like if they just took the chili powder off and it was just mango, that'd be good. And that's kind of how I feel about this song. It's like there's parts of it I just could do without, and there's other parts like, yeah, that's really good. So it's fine. Yeah,
it's fine. It just needs more mango.
Need more mango. Yeah,
more mango.
Right. Nick, do you think the song needs more mango?
No, I think it has the adequate amount of mango. It's a cool song. I mean, I haven't listened to K-pop regularly since I moved away from Bellingham, because it was usually Luke putting it on, and it's always been good. I have my gripes with the K-pop industry. Like, music is all designed by committee, but it's also really good. So
it's a fucking formula.
It is, and it works. Oh,
it's
it
good
works.
Formula.
It's a good, damn good formula. Yeah.
But the producers that they use to like make the beats, they're also super talented at making those. Like there's this one really nasty, grimy one during like one of the first raps of this song. Yeah, like the beat during that part is just fucking filthy. It's so cool. I don't give a shit about League of Legends, so that almost detracted from this song. Otherwise, cool.
It's called LOL.
Well,
I've seen League addiction destroy people's like military careers.
Yeah.
It's
what?
Oh my god, their
It's a
military
thing.
careers.
Oh yeah.
a guy in one of my classes while I was at DLI got chaptered out because his LOL addiction had him up till 4 in the morning playing, when he would have to be up like an hour and a half later to go to PT and then go to class and do military shit. So yeah, he just wasn't sleeping.
The fuck is up with
he
this
was
game?
going to military school to be better in League of Legends?
Ooh, now that's a question to ask this kid.
I think he was a long way from home and didn't have any new friends yet and had legends. And, think
A
you
whole
went down
league of
that
them.
rabbit hole.
Dang, man.
Yep.
Dude, that sounds like a fucking. I didn't realize it was one of those kind of games, like one of those like you just you can really dig yourself a pit.
Oh yeah. Some people have heroin. Some people have LOL.
Lol.
Oh, let's roll the dice on this one. We got the dice game here by the Warriors.
Who has glass bottles?
Clink, clink. Yeah, dude.
Warriors.
Dude, I haven't listened to the Warriors in a hot second, and like I honestly it wasn't into the energy. It kind of picked me right back up to like where I felt like I left them. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And yeah, it was cool. But what is this like? What album is this off of? Luke, where'd you pick this album from?
What album is this? Beyond the Noise?
Yes.
I think?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this I mean, I've always loved this band. It's just, one of the first like hardcore kind of bands that I really got into, like back at the estate and in high school. And this song actually reminds me of Jameson a lot, because I feel like this is one of the bands that we like really like bonded over, like them and Stick to Your Guns when they first came out and stuff like that. And it's always part of like my workout playlist from 6 years ago when I used to work out, and I just like always could get down on like just that opening riff, just that and then just fills in and just it's fucking hard. It's great. It's breakdown. It's gritty. It's tough. Like, what more could you really want from a hardcore song?
Dude, truly, like, yeah, I love it. I like you said gritty. Like, that's something I do like to apply to the Warriors. It kind of has to like they've always had that sound edge to them. Some I think some hardcore bands kind of like get more polished a little bit, and it's I don't know, it comes off as cheesy. That's where you start getting a little cheesy. Nick, how about you, man? How'd you feel about this track?
I gotta say, this is like just by brute force attack alone. This experience on this podcast has been just getting me into hardcore music. I've not traditionally liked it. This song is fucking cool. It like the punk element of like where hardcore came from, like that is crystal clear in this song, and it really just kind of clicks for me. I like it. This song also reminded me that I need to get a solar panel for my car, because this is some like driving around in the wasteland, and I was like, oh yeah, my car needs a solar panel. Shit. Okay.
It's not gonna give you enough power to power much in that car.
No, it'll power the power bank, and then that'll
provide
that will provide 500 watt hours of power, which could power a little mini fridge, or overnight until the next solar charge.
Boom.
Until you turn your alternator back on.
Solar panels aside, so Jameson, Luke mentioned that you guys used to link up about the Warriors back in the day. Does it still?
Yeah.
Does this still have the feels for you?
The Warriors just always hit. Like, they're just like, they're kind of the bridge between hardcore and like their punk roots. Like, in my mind, and that's probably changed now, but like I saw Bury Your Dead and the Acacia Strain on one end of the spectrum that was more hardcore, and the Warriors were kind of in the middle. And they just had that raw punk feel, and I've seen them live like 4 or 5 times, and they're still rad. I like them a lot, and this was my favorite song off that album, so it was great to see the Warriors get some play on one of these playlists, so glad to see it.
Hell yeah. Caleb, how about you? Did you come play with the Warriors?
I don't think so. The Warriors, No, it's not that bad. But like this is like the kind of show like I'd be scared to go to because I'm gonna get my nose broken by like
you'd be scared to go to this show.
Can I have to interject here real quick. Sorry, but me, Rex, and Eric Schreiner got Wade Hawkins to drive us to one of these concerts. And Wade did not listen to hardcore music, but he drove us there because no one else would drive. He got 4 bloody noses at this concert, just catching elbows and fucking feet from people stage diving.
He didn't
and it
even
was
fucking care about
the Warriors All Shall Perish in the Acacia Strain at the Sun Your Buns tour, which I got my favorite fucking concert t-shirt of all time. It was epic. It had a pair of sunglasses on it with rainbow metallic. It was like the best. It was fucking awesome. So sorry to cut you off, Caleb, but
you just furthered my point. I'm not gonna like talk shit about the Warriors to fans of the Warriors because I'll probably get punched. But they just kind of remind me of like the hardcore version of Rage Against the Machine, and like it's the guy's voice.
Less communist, but yeah.
But like fucking commies. You guys know how I feel about commies. Anyway,
yeah, we do.
Yeah, like it's just I guess it's his voice, like because he kind of has that higher register that he sings, shouts in. And it's not like a huge no for me, but it's like I don't know, like it's kind of grating. And the guitar riffs kind of remind me of like it sounds like Hoobastank, like their heavier songs.
What? I'm offended,
just did,
sir.
Yeah, you just did Hoobastank a big favor, man.
I mean, it's like
we've talked entirely too much about Hoobastank on this podcast.
They owe us money at this point.
I don't know. It's kind of meh for me. Like
Jeremiah, I still have questions for you.
Yeah. Not bad, not good.
Oh god, dude. I can't believe Hoobastank was brought up again on one of these fucking podcasts. Got a palate cleanser. So the next track, Volumes, has the song's called Pistol Play. The artist is Volumes, excuse me. Again, another fucking like I'll call it a hearty song. It's
for sure. Volumes, one of my favorite metalcore bands. Got me through a lot of tough times, like a lot through college. I was working like full time, and I was doing this program through urban planning and doing like a project for the city. So it was like a lot of hours in a planning studio doing like CAD shit and like research and stuff like that. Yeah. And it was like a bunch of people I didn't know at the time, and I would like be there from like 2 p.m. to like 11 at night, and I would just like grind it out, and Volumes got me through like all of it. And it was always so funny because everyone at Western essentially is like into like indie music for the most part and folk music and stuff like that, and which is fine, that's cool, but like when they come into the playing studio, it's fucking metalcore studio, so like deal with it. But yeah, I just, again, one of those bands that I really appreciate. Like this album, they had 2 singers where it was just like all screamo, but they've progressed so much into like screamo and then clean vocals. Definitely you should listen to Infinite, really good album. And yeah, I've always really felt like this really good connection to them, and high energy. Again, a workout playlist, like must add. Yeah, dude, that's cool, man. That's a cool. I love when you can get like, I don't know, man. It's so awesome to be able to like kind of attach, I don't know, like a style of music or like a particular band or something that just like really like, you know, like you were just saying, kind of like got you through a fucking moment, you know. And that's cool. This definitely, like, I haven't listened to a ton of metalcore these days, but like this was one of the tracks on the playlist I shockingly just like kept coming back to. I actually really dug it. So, you know, kind of, I think I'm about to go down a little bit of a rabbit hole
I feel like so. Thank you for that. I guess I'll turn up the volume on volumes. You know.
I like
Caleb,
Oh, me? Oh,
tell me about it. Tell me about it.
So
Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it?
I've heard of this band, but I've never listened to them, and I really like the instrumental portions of it. I think like this is like right up my alley. It's really well done. The like lyrics are fucking cranky. And like the first half of the song gives me like serious like toxic incel vibes, like school shooter type shit. But
Jeez.
that aside, it's a really good song because it progresses like, you know, lyrically into like, you know, he's going through different emotions and, you know, just everything that goes with all of those feelings that he's having, that he's expressing. And I yeah, like I said, I never listened to him before, but I thought this was really good. Nothing bad to say.
Fair enough. Nick, how about you, man? Do you like Volumes? Did you like this track at least?
I do like Volumes. Actually, Luke turned me on to these guys a couple years back, and I listen to them. I mean, not every day. They're not one of my like main go-to bands, but I enjoy listening to them. The problem with Volumes for me is that I get them confused with like 7 other bands that sound kind of similar, like Monuments or Architects, Structures. I literally cannot keep these bands separate in my own head, and unfortunately, Volumes falls into that category. Like some of them have even wildly different styles of music, but just the band names are so similar to each other that I couldn't tell you if it was a Volume song or an Architect song or a Structure song. It's a personal problem.
It's a personal.
This song's really cool. It was mixed super well. I didn't actually listen to any of the lyrics, but the actual tone of his screams was super cool. So I kind of just enjoyed the sound of it.
Oh man, the only lyric you need to know is just like after that first chorus into the verse, and he says, "The memories and all the shit that you did to me." Oh, that's all you need to know. That says it right there, and you're just like, "This is good. Take me there."
Take me there.
Tell me how you feel.
I did want to point out that it was very reminiscent of the Doom soundtrack, to the point where there was even a hyper like a detuned synthesizer playing in the background over the guitars. It was honestly such a cool sounding synth. I wish they would have brought it to the front of the mix a little more, but it was just a little rip and tear.
Hey, nothing wrong.
A little
with that.
too on the nose. A little BFG division for me.
That doomsday.
Cool. I'm still gonna listen to it. It's cool.
Everyone owes Mick Gordon a debt of gratitude.
That is very true.
Yes, we do.
And Jameson, how about you, man? Have you heard Volumes before, or is this was this a new?
No, and that's my problem with it. As I've mentioned before, like metalcore, hardcore was like my metal of choice back in the day, and I just can't connect with anything that I hadn't already heard of. So for me, I was just like, I didn't really like the one of the two artists. His scream was like really forced for me, and I don't know, it just wasn't for me. I didn't like it. And I know that's hypocritical coming from like my background, but it's just like, I couldn't make any sort of connection with it. I didn't like this song that much.
Fair enough, man. Well, I mean, I feel that with like certain music, you know, it's just like, if it's not the nostalgia, then what is it? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I can understand that. The next track is one I was like I'm excited to talk about. So I've never heard this song before this playlist. Atomic Karate.
Yeah.
But is it just twerp? Is that what it is? Or
Yeah.
is it,
So
okay.
So it's twerp is like the acronym is for Tupperware Remix Party. And so like it was a toss up between this one or Ninja Sex Party. And
It's a tough call.
Yeah, so it's like, but it's like, you know, like twerp is just like music wise just so much better in my opinion. So essentially this is like a band. They are I don't want to say a joke band, but
Okay.
kind of in a way. They're essentially just like a rock band.
Okay.
And there are four. Well, they kind of have alternated, but essentially the members are like Dr. Song. I think right now it's Harv Hogan, Lord Phobos, and Commander Meowch, I think is the other one. And so they wear costumes, no one knows their identities, and it's like really cool synth pop rock kind of stuff.
Hell yeah.
And again, one of those bands that are just like high energy, really fun. Like Nick, did you go to this concert with us? I can't remember if you did.
No, I think I was in Colorado. You guys went without me.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, but it's just like so much. They were just so much fun. Like literally, Dr. Sun comes out on a Segway, and he's just like making like this like weird zigzag pattern through the crowd to get to the stage that was easily get to. Like you could just get to it from the side where the rest of the band comes, but he's like, oh yes, excuse me, you gotta get to the stage. And then he has a fucking pair of nunchucks that he's dancing with and singing.
Oh my god,
man, it's amazing.
Dude, that sounds like a fucking blast. Yeah, I loved this song, dude. For what it sounds like they have a lot of like a big humor aspect to their band or whatever. But you know, like that, I don't know. I just this song just grooved though, dude. Either way, like whether it was meant to be like comedy or just for grooving's sake, like I fucking loved it. That reminds me of this project that me and Jeremiah, I don't know, it's like it's an ongoing thing, I guess, but we have this thing. We had this project called Revenge, and we basically were two intergalactic hip hop space wizards who who traveled through space and time on a constant quest for knowledge, and so it led us to whatever adventures, and we wrote a bunch of songs, and we had started building out this universe, and we took on a show once down at just a local show, and we built out these fucking costumes. We went to Goodwill and like got like a bunch of like old speakers and like hodgepodge fucking hoses, and we like painted it all and like glued it all into these like painter jumpsuits, and like we had these like really shitty ski goggle masks that we like, and so like we showed up to the fucking show and like in our street clothes, and we were like like, oh yeah, okay, so this is like what's going on. We all check in. It would turn into like a shit show and nothing was organized. But anyway, when it was our turn to hop up on the stage, we went out and we changed into our fucking costumes and just showed up and completely pretended to be like revenge and like to the point where like we weren't really answering to like other things or anything, so it was like you have to respect the name. And then like after the show we went out and changed back into our streets, and like when people were like talking to us about the set or whatever, I'd be like, oh yeah man, like I saw them go out back, looked like they just beamed right up and left. I don't know what you're talking about. You gotta stick to it, man. You gotta stick to it. But fuck, dude, those kind of projects are always fucking fun to me, and that I think maybe that just made me a little more interested in this one, man. So I loved this song. How'd the rest of you guys feel? Nick, how'd you feel about this song?
I liked it. I haven't heard actually.
Familiar.
I haven't heard this album. Yeah, I am familiar with these guys, and it's through Ninja Sex Party, which at one point in Ninja Sex Party's very bizarre little career, they just decided that Tupperware Remix Party was going to be their backing band. And they were already like a band on their own. Like I think probably even more successful than Ninja Sex Party. But it's just there's just this weird funky little like synthesizer group that I mean Luke described what they are and what they look like. They're just hilarious. They're so cool. But I was super sad that I missed the show. We were also gonna go again, like I think just this spring.
Like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Oh, it was just a couple weeks.
Yeah, it was just a couple weeks ago.
God damn it. Yeah, we were supposed to go see him, and the show got canceled because of Omicron. So that was very disappointing.
Caleb, how'd you feel?
So it initially made me think of like, it sounded like kind of like high level silliness and a little reminiscent of, because it's really well done. Like, they're very talented, but it's totally ridiculous. And they kind of reminded me a little bit of like, Daft Punk a little bit, but also like, and this isn't shade if he's listening. It reminded me, or made me think of like if Zach Rogers had a band or a project where, he had a sense of humor. And I'm not
Zach, we love you, but
I'm not trying to talk shit to Zach. Zach's amazing and he's a super talented musician, no question. But like if he just like got super silly, put on a silly costume and just was like, I'm gonna fucking do this, like it made me think of something like that. And I liked it, but I don't know if I'm gonna listen to more of it.
Okay, so really quick, you said this phrase, high level silliness. Yeah. And I just recently watched this episode of Seinfeld where like the fancy guy eats his Snickers bar with a fucking fork and knife. And I feel like that's something he would say, like while eating a Snickers with a fork and knife. Knock off this high level silliness, right?
we're being ridiculous. And we're not taking the whole vibe of it seriously, but we're very serious about the music we're making because they're super, super good. Like very talented, but absolutely ridiculous.
Jameson, how about you, man? How'd you feel about Atomic Karate?
The whole time I was listening to it, I was like, what the fuck am I hearing right now? Like, it's just so bizarre, but I agree that it's really well done and it's pretty cool. I agree with Caleb. I don't know if I'll seek it out more, but I liked it. So, yeah, it's just wild and interesting. So, yeah, it's pretty good.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, the next track I imagine is not so much like a humor track. It's 4 songs in a fight by The Sound.
Mm-hmm.
Dude.
Yeah.
I like this. I like this. Like, there's a section in the middle of this track that I really enjoyed as a tool break. But yeah. So, how long have you been listening to The Sounds?
Oh man. Probably honestly since they came out.
Yeah.
Because like that first album was Living in America, and I feel like that was like early 2000s.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely like a while ago.
Because it was like when was it like in I guess it was like high school. Like I first really listened to them, but
fair enough.
Yeah. This band is like, again, like a Swedish band, really cool, kind of like indie rock. And also, I mean, their lead singer, Maya Iverson, is just like fucking gorgeous. Like, I would just like do terrible things. But just really good music, and the lyrics are always fun. It's catchy, it's poppy, but it doesn't feel it's like well produced, but it doesn't to me feel like it would just be like radio hit,
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Like, I think it has a certain poppiness that it uses. Like anytime you say pop, like, and apply it to music, especially, I think there's like a certain connotation. But some elements of pop music work when mixed into like with other things, and I think The Sounds is a good example of that. Yeah, I don't know. I like this track. There's this cool there's some cool vocal work in this that kind of breaks in the middle of this track that I was talking about that I liked a lot. But yeah, and that first album, Luke, you're kind of right. It came out. I looked it up. It was like 2003. So they've definitely they've been putting in some time now. Jameson, how'd you feel about The Sounds?
So this isn't a band I had ever really even heard of, and I enjoyed it, but I could definitely, for myself, this is something that I would have to be in the right mood for. Like I listened to it, I don't know, a couple hours ago after I got off work, and it didn't hit at all. But the first time I listened to this podcast through, I thought it was one of my favorite songs. So I don't know for myself like where that disconnect is, but it's So I guess I'll give it it's fine for me
Fair enough.
because it's like it just really depended on where I was in my day,
Okay.
if I liked it or not.
Dude, I understand that, man. Nick, what about you? How'd you feel about this song?
I like the sounds. I can't remember if it was Luke or Pat that got me into them, but I think I started really listening to them when someone randomly uploaded their one of their albums onto my computer that I just had downstairs in the estate. That's how I actually discovered Deltron 3030. That's how I discovered who else? The Killers. It's just people putting shit on my computer and me discovering what ends up there today.
Hey man, see that's the good. Those were the good old days where like it was a good thing to let people put random shit onto your computer. Now it's just like, and it's so sketchy. You know,
I'm pretty sure right around that time frame, like half of all computers got destroyed by a virus. It was like a big deal in the 2000s.
It was either iPod music or Goatsy. What was going to be on here?
it's iPod music or
If it's if you're on LimeWire, you're just gonna get that sound clip of that guy that kind of sounds like Bill Clinton talking. He's telling you to go to some porn website. I don't remember how that went,
dude. LimeWire, fuck.
But no, it's a cool song. I like this. This is my favorite of their albums, to the point where I don't know most of the songs on any of their other albums. We went and saw them live. Luke, you went to that one, I believe.
Yeah. I think it was actually like Valentine's Day.
Was it? Oh,
yeah, I think it was like a Valentine's Day concert kind of thing.
How romantic.
Yeah, that was one of the most low energy concerts I've ever been to.
Yeah, that was pretty lame. Loved the music, hated the crowd.
Yeah, the crowd sucked.
Dude.
But it's a cool. The problem is that since this is the only album of theirs I really enjoy that much, I didn't know any of the songs that they were playing at that concert. But whenever a song off this album came on, I was hyped.
Fair enough.
They're a cool band.
Caleb, how about you?
Same, I think actually. So I think it was probably Pat and I'm not sure who was first, but I think we found this band off of like Viva La Bands or some shit, like one of those compilation things that Bam Margera did. Thanks, Bam. I really loved their first album, Living in America. So I had the same kind of experience when I saw them, where I knew all of the songs from. There's a cat in here. Hello. From that album. But the rest of it, I was like, I don't fucking know. I saw them with Paramore, who sucked. And No Doubt,
dude, that does not surprise me.
And no Doubt, and the sounds were so good, but yeah, it was.
Yeah, I remember that tour.
Yeah, it was cool.
Sydney.
Yeah, and yeah, it was a weird scene.
Doesn't
why would you? Yeah, why would
like
you go to that show, Caleb?
Because I like the sounds and I like No Doubt, and Paramore can suck it.
Yeah, how could you not want to go to? No, it was okay.
I guess that would have been when No Doubt was really like.
Was she not like everybody's just crush in like middle school?
Not me.
No.
I will. Yeah, at one point in time, I definitely was like, attracted to, like, you know, definitely had a crush on Gwen Stefani. I'd say.
Oh, Gwen Stefani. Yeah, I thought you meant Haley Williams.
I didn't I never really like got super into No Doubt though. I was just in it for Gwen, I suppose.
But I mean,
man, I'm a poser.
Cool.
I'm having an existential crisis over here. All right. So okay, so all right. Sounds like, you know, there's no bad. We got a fine, and I think that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, what's the next track? Rascal. Don't be a rascal. Okay, Rascal by what is it? Is RMR? Is that just rumor?
Rumor, yeah, rumor.
That's how you spell it.
It is if you want the rap game, dog.
Yeah, okay, so what's this song about here? What's going, like, I had such a hard time making sense of this fucking song because I was like, the lyrics are one thing, the music is like, so it's another thing. It's just, I mean, is it a serious song?
I honestly cannot answer that.
I don't know, dude.
Can I jump in real quick?
Yeah.
So this is, if no one else knows, this is a cover of a super shitty country song
Yeah.
by
Oh, yeah,
Rascal
exactly.
Flatts.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
did not know that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh
God.
yeah,
Okay.
that's the whole
So
sample. That's why
I'm
this is so funny. Yeah.
I'll
Oh,
let
God,
Luke
okay.
jump back in, but I didn't know if anyone else in this group would know that. So
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, and that because I like coming from like family from Nebraska and everything.
Yeah,
having
yeah.
that country music background, and I first heard this song, I was just like, "This is Country Roads," and then listened to the lyrics, I was like, "This is not country," or like Broken Road. And it was like, this is better, and then it just kept getting like more and more fucking obscure. And I was like, okay, I gotta see like if there's a music video, and it's goddamn hilarious.
Oh my God.
Oh man, if you haven't watched it, you need to like
Yeah.
YouTube it right now, because it's just like him and his crew, and it's just like them just looking at like weird like 90 PowerPoint kind of effects of a camera pointing guns at it while they're all singing, and just like, yeah, we hard going to like fucking Rascal Flatts. It is freaking hilarious. But I mean, this guy's like super interesting, because again, it's like he wears a ski mask, no one knows his like identity, and a lot of his other songs are kind of the same rap, but it's not like quite as like satirical as this one feels. But
Okay.
yeah, it's just like, again, one of those like
So random, man.
fun, kind of just like a fun song, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh yeah, country music, but it's like you could make some like rap music to it.
Dude, yeah. I mean, it's like, I gotta be honest, like if this is like, if that cat has a voice like he does in some of these parts, which I don't know, I can't speak for it, but there's some pretty excellent singing in this song in moments, which is shocking. Yeah, that video, I just looking at a clip of it like really quick, you could tell it's like, what the fuck do you make sense of that, like given the context of like you have the song, and then it's like, yeah, it looks like just like a bunch of people like hanging out flaunting their fucking guns and shit like that, like in a lot of it. I don't know, I'm so baffled. But yeah, okay, I'm not any less confused after hearing anything about it, which is kind of fine, I think. Jameson, how'd you feel about this song, since you knew it was like you probably recognized the content at least?
So I have a little bit of a fun story for this, because I fucking despise Rascal Flatts, the source material for this. So I don't really enjoy any modern country music. But when I started working, after high school, I moved to Idaho. I started working as an aircraft mechanic, which is a pretty blue collar job. And so I work with a lot of very churchy kind of guys. And we were all bullshitting one day. And I mentioned the fact, since we were listening to country radio, that I can't stand Rascal Flatts, and I got like verbally abused by one guy about how I'm a piece of shit because I'm not listening to the lyrics of Rascal Flatts, and how they're an amazing group. So I always have that to look back on, and so I enjoyed the fuck out of this song. I thought it was great, a great cover to really trash on the source material. So yeah, this one was fucking rad.
That's fucking awesome. What the hell, dude? Yeah, you just like cursed a saint or something.
Yeah, you just being attacked because of Rascal Flatts. Like,
yes, exactly.
Like, they're just thinking of, man, James. Like, can you imagine them going to their wives after work and just being like, man, like, work was great until that fucker Jameson said he didn't like Rascal Flatts.
Oh, and on top of it, like,
what?
This is a guy who has 9 kids, goes to church every fucking Sunday, and he's like, this 20-year-old fucking kid came to work today and said he didn't like Rascal Flatts.
Jesus.
Fucking
I mean, like, Jesus Christ, like, how could you see on that shit? Like, my God, man.
Well, honey, I guess he's a rascal himself.
Caleb, how'd you fancy this track?
So I avoid country music like the plague, so I had no context for it. But I do like that, you know, they put that spin on it. It's funny. But between the fact that, like, all right, a little bit of a tangent here, but I've been you know, starting to work on a bit of a musical project with the help of our sponsor, String Lights.
String Lights.
And I've been trying to come up with a name for it, and that's been like really difficult. And all these fucking artists on Luke's playlist, Rumor, Twerp, KDA, and it's just like, I just need to string some fucking random letters together and I'll be good. I'm putting way too much thought into this shit. But that aside,
well, do you have some letters in mind?
no, I don't.
You're not going to be Dr. Unicorn again?
No, it's been done. Anyway, but I don't know, like the melody. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, you should be like people of obscure positions. Poop.
No, I'm not Rex Shamley.
That'd be like Jankum.
That's good though. I like that. That's creative. But anyway, I
KM.
Fuck. You guys, we should make all those things. But, I don't know. I like the confusing nature of the lyrics and like the juxtaposition of the content of the song against the melody and everything. But I was just like, man, I really don't like the way, like, you know, this melody is going and this, like, it's well executed. But yeah, fuck Rascal Flatts. I'm with JMO. I'm gonna fight his coworker.
I don't really have any context for Rascal Flatts music. I guess I used to like, I say Rascal Flatts still sometimes, like something happens, like, oh, Rascal Flatts. But like,
I don't think you would ever say Rascal Flatts.
You guys would do it?
No, what?
I've never met a person that does that.
You would say like, "Ah, rats," no, "Ah, Rascal Flatts."
I just really needed that extra couple syllables in there.
Oh God, well, now I feel like a dingus. Okay, all right. Well, Nick, did we gather your thoughts on this? How did you?
This was a very strange experience for me because this was gonna be one of my first gavels of the list. Because one of the just best ways to piss me off with music is to make me listen to fucking piano music with someone singing emotionally over it, or it feels like someone is trying to get me to donate to a charity that has a questionable administration cost. So I had no context for this song, and since hearing like what it's about, the fact that it's a Rascal, the fact that they're just straight up clowning Rascal Flatts, and especially after hearing Jameson's story, this song has become one of my favorite on the lists because the context alone has changed it. I find it hilarious now. And especially now that I have the lyrics brought up, imagining these hilarious fucking lyrics sang over a Rascal Flatts song, half of which are fuck 12, brings me endless joy.
Half of which, yeah, dude. I don't know. Yeah, it like I honestly think this is just like low key, but it's like one of the more like surprising tracks just in general.
Yep.
Yeah,
It wasn't abrasive. It wasn't rude. It was just sort of like, what is happening right now?
This
So
is that song. This is that song in this playlist that's like, you remember in Rookie of the Year how his mom, he like re-breaks his arm and he can't throw anymore, and his mom's like, just float it. This is that song.
Oh my God. Dude, that is so fucking. I haven't thought about that movie in so damn long.
Really? That's like the one scene that I just think about is just like, I can't, for some reason I feel like that guy's name was like Bone Crusher or something like that. And he's just like hitting, just Barry Bonds hitting them out of the fucking park, and then for some reason he can't hit this like underhand pitched float ball from a fucking 13-year-old boy, and that's what wins him the fucking title. Like that guy should not be in MLB if he can't hit that shit.
Get off the field.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
the fuck, yeah, dude. Oh my god. Well, Caleb will be stoked about this one.
Oh, fuck.
This leads us right into a real big fish. Yo, you can't have all of me. Real big fish is another one of those. Like, you know, it's ska. It's up and down. And when this hit, like every time, this one hit. Caleb, that lip. Luke, like in your opinion, like is Real Big Fish like one of the staples for your ska, like your ska tastes?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I think like they're kind of one of the OG. Well, I guess like of like third wave ska, you know, because there's like Mustard Plug and like Mighty Boss Tones and stuff like that. But I feel like Real Big Fish is like an OG ska band.
Yeah,
especially just because of like how long they've been around too. So this is like off their newer album, and I feel like it's just a good reminder of just like, you know, things aren't always gonna go like your way. Shit, like your family, work, everything like that, even like your own thoughts. And it's like, yeah, you know what, like you don't have to give yourself to like everyone. You can just like take it easy on yourself and like fuck everyone else.
but it's like so positive with that message.
Exactly,
you
but
know
it's happy.
I mean?
It's like instead of just being like, hey, fuck you, motherfucker, you're like, hey, fuck you.
Yeah, dude, exactly. Hey, cheers, man. Fuck you.
It's like how you would admit ska is like how like Jesus would say fuck you. He's like, hey, fuck you. Turn the other cheek.
Oh, I love
Courtesy
it, dude. Yeah,
of Jesus.
I really again like this just I don't know why, man, but it just like it continued to hit, it just hit the spot like every time I fucking jam this song. And I agree with you. I think as far as like I'm aware, like Real Big Fish is one of those. I look at him as like, you know, probably like for myself them Goldfinger, and I'd have to think of one other, maybe for myself the Mighty Boss Tones, but like there's a certain trifecta that of like ska bands that I think I'd put them in, you know, that like really are kind of like the top of the list for me. But Nick, how'd you feel about this Real Big Fish?
Before we get into that, I would just like to submit Less Than Jake to that quadfecta.
Oh, that's a good call, man.
All My Friends Are Metalheads, one of the all-time banger. Real Big Fish they're not my favorite. The kind of ska I like leans a little harder into the punk than the reggae, and this song in particular does lean a little bit too hard into the reggae for my taste. I'm not a big fan. But this song is still really enjoyable, and it made me want a Mai Tai. So it's fine.
It's fine. Jameson, how about you?
Well, I'd like to give a shout out to our missing cast member today. As Dusty would say, I was enjoying a good ska with this song. So
yes, he would.
That's exactly what he'd say. So
you fucking know it.
I said it with the last one. It's just fun fucking music. It's not my go-to, but it's just fun to listen to. So I like it, and I'm enjoying a good ska with this one.
Caleb, did this song change your opinion about ska?
No. So like Nick was saying, ska is slightly better when it leans more towards punk than reggae. I would agree with that. I still don't like any of it, but I really fucking hated this a lot. I agree with Luke. Like, it's a nice message, it's relatable, and it's a good positive kind of, you know, thing to be saying, you know, like you gotta save some of yourself for yourself. That's good. Agreed with that. But I want to jump on that stage and beat every member of the 24-piece band to death with a trombone or the trumpet or whatever I can get my hands on first. I don't know what's wrong with me, you guys, but ska makes me like
unbelievably violent.
like angry to like the point of like tears and despair, but yet there is still rage. Like the despair isn't enough to sit me down. I still want to get up and I'm gonna. My version of skanking is it's more like shanking.
Shanking?
Yeah.
You just gonna go to the pit and just start stabbing at people?
I'm gonna get up on stage
and start stabbing at the trombone player?
Oh man, I thought you meant like beef shanks.
Oh,
Sure.
that I'm like you're gonna.
I was like salivating for a second, and now I'm just kind of like upset that I was.
No,
Yeah,
actually, what I'd probably do is I'd beat them all
beef
up,
shanks would be good.
and I'd steal the entire brass section and sell it on eBay because that shit is valuable.
Damn, that's cold blooded. That's cold. Oh man, Luke, the next track I was kind of another good fucking pick. Like I haven't listened to MXPX in what feels like forever, but Let's Ride was like, I don't know, it paints this interesting picture. You guys know how we would always travel away from the fucking valley to like, you know, like the mountains and then to the Seattle. Like this paints kind of like almost a picture of like knowing the area that MXPX is from and around, like, you know, it's like that reverse where it's like almost like let's go to the Cascades, and they're going for like the fucking sunshine and like the fucking nature almost, you know. Mm-hmm. It was kind of cool. Anyway, like what draws you to this song?
Yeah, I mean, you know, MXPX is again one of those just nostalgic bands for me. Just one of the first punk bands. I mean, kind of one of the first bands that got me into punk, like punk rock, especially. And I mean, local band came out of Bremerton, like one of the only good things to come out of Bremerton ever. And like I like Mike Pereira a lot. Just phenomenal bass player. One of the guys I looked up to while I was playing bass, and this song is just exactly, I think, ages with us, like where we were and where they were when they first got big, like with like Responsibility, and then it kind of kept like progressing, and then this album and Let's Ride is exactly, I think, where all of us are at, where it's just like kind of like we're still like those punk rock kids, we're just grown up now, and we still just like want to like go do our thing, still be those punk rock kids, but like grown up.
Yeah.
So it was like, yeah, just like kind of, you know, like the last song, like let loose, just let it ride. Everything's gonna work out. It happens for a reason. Like, you know, it doesn't matter if like you get married, you have kids, we all move away from each other. It's just like we all have like this one thing that's like kind of like is still there for everyone.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's very well put, man. I really appreciate that sentiment. I'm with you there, man. Like it is. It's and that's been one of the uncanny experiences, you know, I guess, just not to break from the song, but just with this, like with doing things like this podcast and stuff like that. It's like you realize when we talk to each other, no matter how long it's been, like shit picks right back up, and it's because that energy is, you know, there with each other, and that energy is like something we always had in common with each other, you know. It's fucking cool. That's a really great way of looking at this song. Damn, yeah. But the rest of you heathens, what about you? Jameson, how'd you feel about this MXPX song?
So I had pretty much forgotten MXPX was even a band. And so when I saw them on here, it was just like a total nostalgia track. And I don't know how old this one is, if it's off it, but it just like immediately put me in a circle pit at Warped Tour at the Gorge, you know, and it was just like such a good feeling track for me. So I really dug it.
Hell yeah. Caleb, what about you?
So you guys are not going to believe this, but I actually really like MXPX.
I am surprised by that, honestly.
Yeah.
They were kind of a formative band for me growing up because, you know, like, you know, the parents didn't let us listen to anything that wasn't, you know, overtly Christian. And this was one of like the first bands that they were Christian enough, maybe at the start, or at least positive enough that it was allowed. And so, like, slowly going the way of the Buffalo was a huge album for me, but I kind of stopped listening to them around like 2000. What was it, like Before Everything and After? So like that's my era of MXPX, so I'm not familiar with this song, but yeah, I'm glad to see that they're still just doing their same thing. And holy shit, man, if you guys ever get a chance to see them live, that's a hoot.
That would be fun.
Great band. I enjoyed this one.
Yeah, I definitely bet that they probably still would play like a decent show. If NoFX can still do it, MXPX can. Nick, what about you though? How'd you feel about this song?
I'm ashamed to admit, as much pop punk as I listen to, MXPX usually doesn't make it into the rotation. I think I just kind of forgot that they existed too. But this song was really cool. It felt old school pop punk for sure. I don't know. I had no idea they were from Bremerton, so that's also really interesting. That endears them to me. So no, I had no idea. But I'm definitely gonna go back and check out some more of their stuff because they seem foundational, and that's important.
It is a good foundation. But taking the energy from that punk rock and kind of slowing it right down is the next track that you picked, Luke, and it's Your Song by, was it Ellie Goulding?
Yeah, Ellie Goulding, yeah. Yeah, this is honestly one of my favorite cover songs. Because obviously Elton John is the original for Your Song. But Ellie Goulding was one of those people, one of my best friends, Pat, turned me on to Ellie Goulding, and it reminds me of him, no homo, and it just is like she's like amazing vocalist. It's a really good rendition, and also just one of my favorite songs too.
Yeah.
So I feel like it just is like, I'm like, yeah, this is like deserves a place on this playlist as well for like all those reasons.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it I honestly I don't know if I really listened to it. Maybe I've had like happenstance or something before now, but yeah, dude, I've always loved this song, and this is just a really gorgeous rendition of it. Like it really is. It's, and it gets you, man. It gets you in the feels in the right moment of the day, for sure. So yeah, it was an interesting pick because I didn't expect it like in the range of stuff that we had done so far, because I was like energy everywhere, and then this was like a really cool kind of like slow down right at the end there. But the rest of you guys, what about you? Nick? No? Nick? Yes?
Ellie.
How do you feel about this?
Ellie, we taled about this.
And
I don't want to listen to piano music with soulful singing over the top of it. I don't like it. That said, Ellie Goulding is a totally fine artist. She has a lot of really good other music. This is just not one I like, unfortunately, because of the way that it is.
Is it because it's so starkly just piano and
yeah, it's because it just feels like a commercial trying to get me to send a nickel a day to a child in need on the other. It's this feeling that comes with this type of song. It just goes right with Arms of an Angel. Like, throw it into the same fucking folder on my computer and then throw that into the recycling bin.
Wow.
But if you sent a nickel a day, you would be able to feed someone a bowl of rice.
What, are you gonna eat the nickels?
Twice a day. I mean, is that what rice is made out of?
Yes.
I don't know, and at this point, I'm too afraid to ask.
I don't know.
No, it's fine. But I always love the story. So I think just the way Pat tells it, it just paints this bizarre picture of this weird reality. So it was about the concert that you and him went. Like, you saw Ellie Goulding live.
Yeah.
And he just describes, he always describes it as just being Pat, Luke, and then like a whole sea of white girls who are all simultaneously mad at their boyfriends.
Yeah, so I have to like explain this story. So like, we were living in Bellingham at the time, and I was going to Western, and I remember, so Pat got tickets to this. I think it was actually for my birthday. He was like, yo, here's like your birthday gift, and it was tickets to Ellie Goulding. I was like, oh fuck yeah. And So, these were back in like April or whatever he bought them. And I had an English final on the day of, and I was like, like, well, shit, I need to figure out how to like get out of this final. So I legit, not proud of, but legit said that I had a family member die.
Oh no!
so I could get, because I was like thinking like, I can't just say I'm sick, because obviously like a professor has probably heard that like how many fucking times. So I'm like, okay, well, what's something that he can't just like call me out on?
Yeah.
Like how many
gonna be that person? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like how many professors would be like, bring me the ashes. Like no, it's not gonna happen. And yeah, it was just like at the Paramount, and we go there and it's like big group, and we're just like, oh cool, awesome. And yeah, we're standing like in the middle of like the crowd so we can see her. And yeah, we're like kind of looking around, like a lot of her songs are like high energy. This is like not one of those songs, but high energy songs, stuff like live band playing behind, like all the music isn't like just like synth or like recorded, produced. And you look to your left, look to your right, and it's just like the like typical boyfriend kind of like behind the girlfriend with like hands on the hips, kind of holding it. And like Pat and I are just standing next to each other. We're just kind of like, should we be doing this? Do we need to fit in the crowd?
Hold me.
My God, dude. Let's see. That sounds weird, dude. Like I mean, that's always like one of those make or break things with shows. Is just like, is the crowd? You mentioned it earlier too. Like, but it's like, is the crowd fucking weird? Like,
yeah. Are
they into it, or are they just gonna stand there and gawk, or like, what the fuck is happening here? That's weird. Jameson, how'd you feel about this cover there? Eh?
So I think it was a really, really well done cover. She has such a beautiful voice, so that was great. But most of my experience with Ellie Goulding is from her like EDM covers that she had done, and I figured Caleb would you would connect with this. It made me feel so fucking old, because after I saw this, I was like, oh, I know that she did a cover. Bass Nectar did a cover of Lights by Ellie Goulding. So I went and I listened to that. That fucking song is 10 years old. That came out in 2012, and it feels like fucking yesterday. So I know that doesn't connect to this, but it just makes me feel so fucking old. Like, this shit is creeping up on us, man.
Dude, it does, man. It really is. That's fucking wild. Everybody, Caleb, do we get your thoughts?
So yeah, basically just kind of same thing. Like, that's what I always think of what Jameson said. Like, I'm more familiar with her other stuff, but yeah, she's super talented. It's a beautiful song, but I'm also with Nick a little bit on this. Like, I'll give her a pass because it's a great rendition, and Elton John, he gets a pass too because he's really good at doing that piano thing. But yeah,
I'll accept Elton John from that.
I get to take it or leave it with the piano and the singing, and it, like, okay, Elliot Dix, like, let's just throw him under the bus again. Sorry, Elliot. Love you, bud. It's just not my thing, but it is undeniably a very beautiful song. So
fair enough. And this brings us to the last track on the playlist, man, which is just such a fucking dope track. I just gotta say, Fatboy Slim, Weapon of Choice. Like, this song has such great groove fucking energy, man. Like, I don't know. I open a cafe in the morning when listening to this, and this fucking hits the spot, man. I got me like, it just makes me move in like such the perfect fucking way. You can fall right in line with this, like this song, But yeah, why this song, Luke?
Oh, how can you not end a playlist as a 90 Kids with Fatboy Slim?
Yeah,
like, it's just everything that we grew up with. And also, I mean, like, when you hear this song, you immediately think of Christopher Walken just dancing around along like escalators and flying at one point. And it's just so good.
Oh fuck yeah, dude. That's so true though. Like it is like one of the first things that pops into your mind as soon as the song starts playing, you know? Ah, goddamn. JMO, how'd you feel about this, man? Does this song get you? Does it groove with you?
For sure. And my immediate thought is like the song is just as good as the music video. But as we had mentioned before, this song makes me think of our friend Pat. Like I remember like me and Caleb and Pat were all living together and we were super into EDM music, and Pat coming out and telling us that his favorite DJ was Fatboy Slim, and I was like, what the fuck? Like that is so strange for everything else that we listened to. And then I went in and listened to it, and Fatboy Slim's a fucking real fucking solid DJ. So it was a bit of a nostalgia track for me, and killer song.
Hell yeah. Nick, what about you, man?
Fatboy Slim has always been one of the most mystifying artists to me, because I cannot give you a single reason why he is as popular as he is. I don't know what it is. I can't find it. I can't find the answer in his music, but I love listening to it and I don't stop. I have no idea why it's good. As a musician and a producer and like a fan of music in general, generally I can tell when an artist is good and when they're not. I have literally no metric by which to judge Fatboy Slim other than the fact that I like it. It's bizarre. I don't know what to say. It's a cool song. The music video's kick-ass too.
It's powerful. It's powerful stuff. Caleb, do you get down on this Fatboy Slim?
Yeah, it's a great song. I did not grow up with this. Like, I was not a normal 90s kid, very sheltered. I've never seen that music video, but I'm gonna go watch it now because Christopher Walken, that sounds like a fun. And it's just a really great example of some old school DJing, and he's clearly super, super fucking talented. But yeah, it just reminds me of Pat, and being a little confused too, like, oh, okay. Let's explore like that kind of side of
yeah.
DJing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it also always fucking reminds me. It's just like, oh, we're having a montage scene in a heist movie right now. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah. I feel it.
You know, he got a lot of play in like TV and movies at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, for sure. Like it became quite a popular track in the long run, but it's just such a fucking jam. Like I don't know, man. Like I said, like it always, the energy always hits for me at least.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, okay. In total, that's the entire playlist. I really, it's a fucking wild ride all the way through, but we have to get through our tops and bottoms. So everybody's got to pick a top and bottom on the list.
Well, I'm definitely top. Actually, no, I'm a power bottom.
Got that mean ground game.
We haven't even mentioned, are we still going with it, Luke? Are you still my pot sticker to the big rice? Oh yeah. Fuck yeah.
Dude,
I've been trying to figure out how to get get us into a Royal Rumble. And there's a bunch of amateur wrestling leagues, and I'm just like, oh my god.
I guess I should just give a little context to that. When we were in high school and me and Luke would wrestle people, which I guess that's strange to say.
it is it's just wrestle. It's just wrestling, boys.
Just wrestling every fucking day at the Vines estate. But me and Luke were the tag team crew of Pot Sticker and Big Rice. So
yeah. I think that at the next reunion, that maybe
wrestling,
maybe somebody has to challenge the tag team duo. I don't know, man. I'm notorious for losing all the time, but maybe an alter ego can take it.
But you never gave up. You never tapped out.
Exactly.
The one thing that I do remember is when you, Bug, were wrestling Dusty and looking at the Vines, and you were beating him pretty bad. And out of desperation, Dusty grabbed this 4-foot stand fan and just pulled it over under your head. And that was like his way of getting out of like whatever hold you had on him. And it was just like I can't remember who, but someone it might have been Jameson was like, oh, use the fan, and Dusty just like kind of looks over like Eureka, just pulled it over, and it just like broke over your head. It's like,
oh my god, dude!
Oh my god, it's so funny.
Yeah, dude. Dusty with the fucking fan. Like he cracked that fucking thing straight off.
Yeah.
Like it, that sucked. There's so much shit like that at the fucking Vine's house, man. Oh my god. The liability we put those people through growing up.
And and then just
wrestling.
Jim coming out and just being like, well, okay.
Yeah, as long yeah, exactly. He didn't need like Jim never got mad about shit like that. He just sort of was just like, I don't know. I mean, he just chalked it up to us being idiots, I think. Like, just like, well, at least they didn't really get hurt. Like,
if we're gonna wrestle, I'm gonna have to like be the ref or something because I don't have health insurance and I'm not getting chopped in the neck again.
Hey, man,
I'll wrestle.
I mean, is
That's what I'm
Luke
saying.
gonna be there? Because that's
Been a
really
while.
what you gotta worry about.
That'll be the true question, man. If Scott's there, then like I don't know, man. The chopping might happen.
I mean,
You gotta
is a
watch out.
doctor, so
Protect your
he's, like,
fucking neck.
precise.
See, the strategy against Scott is to get his heart rate high enough that it kicks in the pacemaker. pacemaker.
I thought you were just gonna say carry a magnet on you for some reason.
The ultimate villain tactic.
It's just like,
We just got him down for a 2 count, and he pulls out a magnet.
Oh shit! He brought an MRI machine.
Low blow.
Oh god.
I don't know how we didn't see that. It was a major operation. Move that thing.
fucking hell. Mad love to all of our friends, man. I love them. Goddamn. All right. Does anybody have a top and bottom? Does it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, do you have to fucking guess?
well,
Yeah.
wait, which Scott song is the bottom? That's actually it.
That is,
Yes,
yeah, that's
well, I'll get to that. The good news is it's pretty easy for me. Covet Shibuya, that's absolutely my top. Super great. Nothing new, but as far as like a new song, honestly, I think that Volumes was cool. I was happy to check them out. And then the absolute bottom of bottoms is "You Can't Have All of Me" by Real Big Fish. Just go
Aw.
fuck yourself.
You need to go to therapy.
I have, and it kind of helps.
bring up. Have you
go
brought
back.
up Real Big Fish though?
I've brought up like how mad I get at stupid things, and
Scott's on that list.
he did not have an answer for me.
Maybe
Chill out, man.
Did he know what ska is?
Scott?
I mean, it wasn't just ska, just the things I get upset about and the level to which I get upset. And yeah, it's the jury's still out.
Hey, it happens, man. Goose Fraba, as Jack Nicholson's character would say in the classic Anger Management with Adam Sandler.
I'll try.
Anyway, just my tops and bottoms real quick. I honestly think when looking at it, like Atomic Karate, just really like I just loved the fucking energy of it. I loved the fucking grooviness of it. I think that was probably my top track. It's hard to pick though because there's a handful of ones that I was like, wow, dude, like didn't know about that. Bottom of the list is definitely probably just Rascal, like just because like I was like, what the fuck is going on? But hell yeah. Jameson, what about you, man?
Yeah, so the easy pick for me would be Dice Game, but I think I'm actually going to go with Shibuya, like Caleb said. I mean, it was something totally new to me that blew me away, so I think that's going to take the top of my list, and the bottom would be The Baddest. I don't remember the
LOL.
KADA. Yeah, it just
You don't like the
Brought
white
up-
pleaser.
it just brought some PTSD, man. Wasn't for me.
Fucking moms.
Oh, Nick, what
Hey,
about
does
you,
Amy
man?
listen to this?
Yeah. We're trying to get her on
This
the
one was-
on the podcast.
Oh, okay.
Well, this was kind of tricky. There's like a lot of really good stuff on this. I mean, obviously, I already liked Covet before coming here. I already liked the sounds, but of like stuff that I wasn't really that familiar with, the two standout artists I had were certainly the Warriors and Clipping. Both of them were sick as hell, and maybe I was just in a real angry mood when I listened to this playlist, but those two hit that fucking spot. That was cool.
Nice.
Bottom of the list is, I'm sorry, Ellie, but yeah, your song is right at the bottom for me. That was fucking punishment to listen to.
Damn. Well, you know, I guess that's why it gets that special place right down there. That's terrible though. What'd they do? What'd she do to you?
The guest has to still pick his top and
Beautiful
bottom.
song. Yeah, Luke. If you had to get cutthroat with your own playlist.
Okay.
Yep,
Yeah, dude.
it's tough to do, but you got to do it.
Yeah, you have to narrow it down. Like, what's your go-to if you had to just pick one song off this fucking list?
Oh man. I think if I was gonna go with top, it'd probably be. Man, I think I gotta go with "Let's Ride,"
Ooh,
just
nice.
because it just like brings up, like, honestly, like when I first heard the song, it brought up so many memories of like us at the estate and everything, and it's just like what all of us have like gone through together and growing up, and we all like went our separate ways, but you know, like you said earlier, Bug, it's just like we can all just pick up exactly where we left off.
Hell yeah.
And so it's like we all can just kind of like, I feel like if any of us just like got together, we would just be able to like just individually, you know, we would just be able to like go do whatever, and it'd be
Definitely.
always fun. Always
Absolutely.
fun, you know. Bottom of this list, I guess I would have to say Ellie Goulding too, just because it is kind of like the standoff song on
Okay.
it. Like it's put on there because like Ellie Goulding's amazing, and I love this song and I love this cover, but like it doesn't, like, it's probably like the outlier in this playlist.
Fair enough. I get. It definitely is. It's like the only one that has like a really slowed down energy for sure.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like it's kind of almost like if you were at high school dance and he's like, "Yo, this is the last slow dance song, so grab those dates.
Grab them hips, but make room for God.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's like, okay, this is actually the last song, and it's just like Ludacris or something.
Yeah, it's the fucking from the windows to the walls again.
Yeah. And you're just dancing in the cafeteria to Ludacris, just grinding.
Just try to get your grind on.
Yeah.
God.
I'm sure
What an
Jameson
ugly picture
remembers.
that is.
I remember that so distinctly too.
Yeah,
That's just
no,
exactly what it's
exactly.
like. That was just the most apt description. Ugh.
For the
I
second time
hated
of this
that
podcast. Eastmont, man.
I remember Jameson looking at me at a dance, and like I was dancing with my girlfriend at the time. Well, I was standing there grimacing while she was dancing, having a good time.
That sounds so
And-
creepy.
I hated it so much, and
Yep.
Jameson just looked at me, and he just knew what I was feeling, and just bust out laughing so hard.
Just in your face.
I felt it too, bro. I felt it too.
I made the ska face.
The ska face.
Was that Homecoming? I think I was in your guys' group for that.
Could be.
I took my ex. It was really dumb.
Wait, why did you take your ex?
I invited her and we got the tickets before I broke up with her.
I thought you said
It was the dumbest high schooliest shit.
I thought you said you took your axe, like you took like a tomahawk to the dance.
That
Nick-
also
Nick in the
wouldn't
battle
surprise
Yeah, it
me.
wouldn't surprise us. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't perturbed at all, other than like, oh, maybe don't bring an axe to school.
They let that in. They let that. Oh man.
Anyway.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, we're gonna leave it here because we're a good chunk in. But Luke, really fucking appreciate you coming on here, man. Like, you have no idea how much I was looking forward to seeing your face and hearing your fucking voice, and I know these boys were too. But you have to, like, we have to get you back on again with some other fresh round of musical fuckery if you want. you're always
Oh,
welcome.
definitely,
You know,
yeah.
anytime you want to hop on something, man, we'd love to like just keep your fucking voice on here, man. But
Yeah, thanks y'all for having me. I mean, this is great. It's good to reconnect over music. I feel like that's what a lot of our friendships were built on.
absolutely, man.
Yep.
And yeah, I think that's I don't know. Music after all these years is still connecting us. I think it's cool. But all right, guys, let's say goodnight for now. Tell the corn dogs that well, I don't know. Tell them whatever you want if you want. I'm just gonna say goodnight.
Yep. Good night, corn dogs.
Keep your stick on the ice.
Oh yeah. Thanks for-
Ooh, had to have it.
Yep.
It's a classic from our missing number tonight. Gong Xi Fa Cai for the folks, for the corn dogs out there that are not eating corn dogs right now because it's Lunar New Year. It's pretty cool, fun.
That's fair. Corn dogs.
Expensive.